we're back. Uh, done the interrogations. Upcoming soon, a meeting of the council of the the of people. The council of people. What?
Council of Waterdeep.
Council of Waterdeep. That's it. Uh, First council meeting in a while because Rebecca got panicked about a possible spy, which turns out to be unfounded. Um, but better to be safe than sorry. And now we got a couple days to kill before that day comes. Uh, we have a exorcism in the works to rid the house of the hag door in the basement.
I do need to ask, would your characters be reassured about your concerns with the results of the investigation?
Um, Rebecca is she's relaxed a bit, but she's it's still not. She's still a bit. She doesn't fully trust Never Ember. But if the Inquisition didn't find anything, then she's just gonna have to. It's gonna have to be good enough.
Okay.
Morgan will assume that they've done their due diligence.
All right. So Morgan, I took you off the other map, but were you doing anything else in the promenade before heading back?
No.
Okay. Rebecca, you make your way back from the temple with the cleric of uh,
Kellamvor.
Glenvor, Glenvor, in tow. When uh, yep, you make it back, and I believe he was going to, going down to the basement to have him look at the
The weird door that
weird wall.
Big Luigi explained kind of to us.
Yep, previously thought of as a wall, like a fresco kind of thing. Um, and he'll tell you that he's going to look it over and investigate it. It'll probably take the better part of an hour for him to
All right. And if
see exactly what's going on with it.
you need anything, just holler. Be around.
Okay. Uh, Here. Uh, you'd hear a light knocking downstairs or upstairs, rather, since you're in the basement.
Okay, I'll head back then.
The bar would currently be closed. You go out to the door. There's no one there, but there is a paper. Um, there's a paper that has been nailed to your door,
The flip.
and uh, okay. Apparently, the handout deleted itself or didn't save or something. So I am uploading it to Discord while I make a new handout. See that man is no less a slave because he is allowed to choose a new master once in a term of years. Uh, Evermore, we can no longer entrust the management of our lives to kings, priests, politicians, and generals. Violence is a language all understand, for people have only as much liberty as they have the courage to speak. And there's a black dragon head behind all of it.
Eventual freedom can only
Eventual freedom can only be achieved. Yep, you can read it if you want.
Eventual
Trying to
freedom
get the
can only
handout in.
be achieved when oppressive rules are torn down. Remember, anarchy is order and government is civil war. Indicate your resolve by standing up to tyranny. Never fear, for we are always with you. Do I see anyone just kind of seems like they just nailed this to our door?
Make a perception check.
I'll add a d6 to that. 14.
Okay. And it should be in your journals now as well. You do not. However, you do see that there are similar papers on the other businesses in the alley.
Hmm.
And I'd say at this time Morgan would be walking back into the alley and you'd see him rounding the corner.
Or do you see anyone brush past you on your way into the alley?
Did I see anyone brush past me on my way into the alley?
There were a few people walking out of the alley just like normal foot traffic, and then out on the street that the alley comes off of is one of the busier streets. So there were quite a few people on that street. But like you didn't notice anyone holding a bunch of papers or anything like that.
I didn't see anything.
Hmm. The black dragon head. Um, is that a symbol for anything specific? It's definitely not Tiamat. It's definitely not Bahamut. Is there like a black dragon cult or something?
I think I went to a bar with a black dragon name or something once.
Um, Make I guess a history check.
It
You
all
can both
ties
make one.
back to Andrew Ryan. I'll do d6 to that just to get the most out of it.
Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow?
Oh, well, sure. Just stand me up.
You know, I thought to myself, it'd be really funny if I rolled a natural 20, and then I did.
Black dragons, no, other than the fact that black dragons are chromatic, and chromatics are generally evil. However, upon closer inspection, you do notice that it doesn't appear to be a living face. It appears to be,
A dragon
uh,
skull.
well, it still has the skin. It seems to be slightly decayed, and the eyes are white. Uh, you think this might be a Dracolich, which is essentially just an undead dragon.
That's what the Cult of the Dragon were about before Tiamat took over.
Yep, up until very recently, in fact. Like this is the first time that the cult has threatened the world, and it not be Dracoliches.
I wonder if these are loyalists to the original methods of the cult. Well, something to bring up at the meeting. I'll give the paper to Morgan and start casting mending on the door to get rid of the hole.
Get rid of the nail hole.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would please Leaf.
All right. When y'all go back in, Morgan, you would see a cleric of some sort climbing out of the hatch in the floor from behind the bar.
Hello.
I brought
Uh,
them here. Clark of
Oh,
Kellenford.
okay.
I been doing been looking into that wall for your friend here. Um, there's definitely some kind of spirits tied to it. But also, from what I can tell, it's instead of just being a wall, it's an entrance to something
Yeah,
that's been blocked off.
a demiplane was what we believe it is. I thought I mentioned that to him.
You mentioned the hag. I don't believe you mentioned an actual demi-plane. If you did, that's my fault.
I'm pretty sure I did, but maybe it slipped my
Yeah,
mind. I don't know.
if so, that's my if so, it's my bad. Um, I was unable to commune with anything inside of it, and I was unable to. It doesn't appear to be cursed as such, and I was unable to do anything that way. It
Hmm.
appears that you'll have to find those missing pieces.
Do you have
Um,
any idea of how to begin to look for them?
I'll say because Dylan rolled a nat 20 on the other history check. When y'all first bought the place, you were asking about the missing pieces, and someone had told you that they had seen a shopkeeper from the dock ward named Old Zoblob poking around
Yeah.
while it was vacant. Um, but short of asking your ghost friend, uh, no, I don't know anything.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to check out the dock ward. But thanks for your help.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't be of more service. So make his way up. Um,
Um,
Leaf would slam the door behind the man when he walks out.
Oh,
mm,
Leaf, he was here to look into the door, not send you away. Um, the weird, creepy door that you can't go near.
Yeah.
Well, it seems to be the end of the day because it was nighttime because Morgan left.
Yes.
Well, the moon was up.
Moon can be up in the day. But yeah, it would be right around midnight right now. Y'all would have closed early today because it would have been the day of the 10th. You would have closed early today because tomorrow is a holiday and you were giving your people off. So like you would have closed at midnight instead of
Later, yeah.
at 2.
Right, well, let's call it a night.
Alrighty.
Next day. Uh you have today and then until around noontime tomorrow for the meeting. If there's anything.
Morgan, you want to go to the dock ward, check out that guy that supposedly has the pieces?
Yeah, sure.
Just realized I did not move Dylan back to Troll Skull.
Yeah, I was just kind of chilling in the promenade.
Okay. So you make your way down into the
Making our way down.
southern portion of the city.
Making my way to the docks.
You get directed to Fillet Lane, where you find a shop with a sign that says the Old Zoblob Shop. And upon
I
entering,
love that.
what was that? Sorry.
No, I said I love that.
Upon entering, you would be greeted by a giant beholder staring at you from up at the ceiling.
Like live?
It looks real. After a moment, you realize it's taxidermied.
Oh, okay.
Like it's a stuffed beholder in the way of like a stuffed bear, not as in like a teddy bear. So it was a real one.
I don't know how I
Um,
feel about that. They are sentient.
a Svirf Neblin would come out from behind the counter. Ah, what can old Zablob do for you?
Uh, well, I heard some rumors that you were poking around Old Troll Skull Manor uh, shortly before it was sold.
I was, yes, I was asked to inspect some stuff along with some other people.
Did you find anything of note?
Ah, there was lots of there was a big troll's skull, a nice painting, a few broken pieces of statues. Took those since they were broken. I was told I could take them.
Uh, do you still have those pieces?
I have one of them.
One of
Yes. Oh, I have a hand.
What happened to the other one?
Painted it purple. Sold it.
To who?
Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it?
Well, considering how we're the new owners of Trollskull Manor, and we're trying to resolve this statue relief carving, which isn't actually a statue relief carving, it's actually children embedded in a wall. Yeah, we kind of need to know.
Make a persuasion check at advantage. Or intimidation, whichever you're trying to do.
I feel like intimidation.
19.
They're the same.
Yeah. I sold the face to a sailor out in the docks. Wanted it to make part of his what's it called? Figurehead? Whatever the thing on the front of a boat is called, where you have the
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah, it's a
person.
figurehead.
Do you know what the ship was called?
It was called the Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. All right. Well, we kind of need
Sold
that
it to Zardoz Zord.
Zartra Zord. Zarta Zord. Okay. Well, Zoblob, we're gonna need the piece that you currently have.
I'd be happy to sell it to you. That was part of my payment by the people that owned it then.
How much?
5 gold.
5. Done.
He would
I'm not gonna
bring out
haggle over 5 gold.
he would bring out a stone hand that has been painted purple. And give it over to you.
All right, one stone child's hand. All right, let's go see if this Hellraiser has been in dock recently. I'll prestidigitation the paint off of it.
Oh yeah, that works.
Zoblob and Zardazord. The fuck are these names, man?
These are real names from the actual thing. These are not names I made up.
No, and I had a feeling. That's why I'm just like, what the actual fuck?
If I remember right, Zoblob was the name of the beholder, and the beholder used to own the shop. Like back in older editions.
So what did this guy kill him and stuff him?
I don't know the lore.
All right, I guess let's go to the dock master.
What's the name of the ship we're looking for again? The Hellraiser?
Yeah. Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell.
Yep. So you get down to the docks. Looking across the harbor, you see, well, looking out at the docks as well, you see many ships in port. You also see a familiar ship sailing in at this
Oh!
point.
Well, it's a good thing they're not causing a fuss this time. It's not that big.
It's not that big either, but I'm not making it any smaller than that.
Well, I guess we can go greet them.
Yeah, alright.
Uh, yeah, you find a like they'd still be sailing in, but you find a one of the harbor masters to ask about the ship or
Hey,
trying to find it written on a ship.
you got any records of a ship called the Hellraiser being docked here?
Uh, they're part of the carnival. I think they were part of the carnival.
Carnival?
Uh, yeah, they were part of the ships that came in to do the traveling carnival. Be two people talking back and forth. Um, they would be back and forth, not for a carnival, but for their making their way back up north. And he would direct you to where they are. I'd say they're like in the big dock.
Oh, so they're currently docked.
Yeah, they're back
Okay.
now.
Okay. Um, Morgan, you want to head to that ship, and I'll greet our crew, and then I'll meet up with you.
Yeah, all right.
Make sure they don't leave if they're about to leave.
Okay.
Uh, Morgan, you'd go out on the dock and you'd see three large ships. The Eye Catcher, the Hellraiser, and the Heartbreaker. And there'd be they'd be like packing up stuff and tying down barrels and all that kind of stuff, like getting ready to make way.
Okay. He'll just kind of casually step up onto the ship. And oh, sorry. Start looking around for a captain.
Who'll be making who'll be jo- who'll be embarking on the ship without asking?
Oh, sorry. My name's Morgan, and I was coming to purchase something.
Afraid the fair's all closed.
No, it's not. It's not for the fair. I wanted to buy your your figurehead.
Off, off of the ship?
Yeah.
Make a persuasion check.
I just want to buy the whole thing.
Joker, you here to be part of the show or something?
Um.
Wasn't that funny of a joke?
No, he's so unsure if he should just stick with it or not. Um. Yeah. No. I really am here to buy the figurehead. I know it sounds a little unbelievable, but it's needed.
Why don't you come into me court and that voice just completely changed. Why don't you come into me quarters and we'll have a meal and talk about it.
I will not say no to free food.
The
Okay.
greatest scam to get free food for homeless people.
I'm here to buy your ship's head.
Just board the ship and start negotiating for the figurehead.
Yeah. So this captain uh will lead you into his, I gotta say captain again, captain's quarters, because I don't know another word for it. And there's already a big breakfast meal spread out on the table. Hams and bacon and eggs and sausages and fruits and beans.
Beans.
It's a British breakfast thing, I think. I think beans are part of a full English breakfast. Um, but yeah. The name's Zardo's Zord. Who are you?
Morgan, the Urban Bourbon.
And why is the figurehead needed?
Okay, so basically, me and my friends recently purchased Trosco Manor, and there was a guy who I guess came in and like pilfered the place while it was unoccupied. This dude Zablob or whatever the heck his name is, and he said that he sold to you something that he stole from the place, uh, and you made it into your figurehead. And the reason why we need to get it back is because, if I'm being honest with you, I think a hag or something turned a little kid into a statue in the basement, and some priest said something like, if we get all the pieces back together, we might be able to save the kid or something like that.
Hey. I'll say like this part of the conversation is after you've all ate for a little bit. Um, well, I can't give you the figurehead, but I'd be willing to give you the face off of it.
Yeah, just the part that you bought from him.
Aye, that be the face. If I do this though, how about we say you owe me a favor the next time the carnival's in town?
uh, sure. Why not?
Turns out the guy's a Cambion.
Okay. He'll holler out to the crew for someone to fetch him the face off of the figurehead. Rebecca, you watch for where the ship is coming into port and go to that dock. Uh, And you'd get there at the same time as the harbor master is getting to the ship.
All right. I'm guessing we're gonna have to pay you for mooring fees and work out a repair schedule.
Your ship.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of the owners, but the crew are the ones that are bringing it on board. Yeah, in port, not on board. The crew is on board, bringing it in.
Have you
Words.
have you docked in the harbor here before?
Um, not exactly. Do you remember that sky ship a couple weeks ago? Actually, about a week ago.
I do.
Yeah, it's this one.
Well, you're definitely gonna have to pay the dock fees this time. I don't know what they said last time, but you're in the docks. And that's the law of the city.
Yep. I think last time it was kind of under quarantine just in case it was actually a mind flayer ship, but it wasn't, so we were able to figure that out with like the city council. But yeah, we'll pay the dock fee.
Okay. So he'll tell you, and you would know, you would have seen this in the Waterdeep and Hydron that you'd bought from
Volo.
Drunk Purple Man, Volo. It is 5 dragons, which is 5 gold, per ship that touches the dock. And that is good for it to stay for up to 14 days. But if you leave and come back, you have to pay 5 gold again.
All right. 5 gold for 14 days. And who would I talk to about getting repairs done on our ship? Because it's seen better days. It's also seen worse days, but it's seen better days.
I could have that organized. Um, which health is it missing?
It got up to 75% of its max health, I believe.
Yeah, so it's missing 100, I believe. Yeah. Um, I have to find the repair rules again. So
I'm guessing by the time I'm done talking about repairs, Morgan would have come back with the face. I'm like, oh, I was going to meet you there.
no, because Morgan's eating a meal.
Oh, that's
Morgan's there
right. Yeah, he's there for a
for a
bit.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just eating, chilling.
Yeah. Um, I think it's a gold per hit point. So that'd be 100 gold.
All right, 10 platinum.
Uh, background, astral entering. Okay. Oh no. Repairing? No. That's 20 gold per hit point
Oh.
for the stuff that can't just be mended.
Okay, 20 platinum.
No.
No, fuck.
It'd be 200 platinum.
200 platinum? Wait, hold on. What? It's 20 gold per
Right?
hit point? Okay, yeah.
No, wait, okay, wait. 20 gold per hit point, so 20 times 100. And then divide by 10. Yeah, it'd be 200 platinum
All right, 200
to
platinum.
get it fully repaired.
That hurts, but it's got to be done.
And I'll say as part of that, you could have the tentacles removed if you wish.
Yeah, make it less mind flayery.
Yeah, so it'll still have the like cuttlefish shape and the tail and the bulgy eyes for the windows, but it won't have the tentacles.
Excellent. And also, I guess get it repaired first, and then talk about some renovations because we need to get rid of the whole torture chamber aspect. It was owned by a pirate. Not anymore.
Yeah, I'll say they'll also he'll be like looking around to see what kind of repairs need to be made, and he'll see the very bloodstained chair and all that,
Yeah, it's the
and be
old owner.
concerned.
Captain Gaathrod.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, he's a space squid pirate.
I'll probably have to get the guard to come down here and make sure it's not a murder scene.
It's definitely not recent. I know that, but yeah, I don't know who the last victim was. Unfortunately, might have been one of the old crew because we found this ship in Undermountain, and Cat was starving and needed some food and started devouring the crew.
Cabin was hungry.
Then was hungry. Yep. Very good. Yeah. So he'll have that taken care of. So it'll take a while to get all the repairs done. Like it's not something that's just gonna be done in the next couple days.
No, it'll probably take a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Um,
Um
but I'll give the crew some time to hire some subordinates. Our pyramid scheme ship.
very good.
Still gonna need Morgan to talk to the hamster to find out what their name is, so we could rechristen it as X hamster's name, uh, vessel or whatever, some name related to the hamster.
Very good. I'll say you can as you're exiting the ship to after walking him through it and all that, you would see Morgan walking up the dock towards you with a stone face in his hand.
Oh, I was gonna go meet you.
He's got
Oh,
some egg on his face.
I figured I would just meet you over here. I got it. I got it here, and I was gonna stop in, go talk to the little guy.
Yeah, don't forget to ask his name. It's so we can rechristen it because the scavenger doesn't. It's a bit piratey for my liking. And plus, it would piss
All
Nagathron
right.
off. But yeah, I'll go talk to Philip, Gimbal, Zook, Valdebran, ask if they had any issues.
Okay. Um. So no, they wouldn't have had any issues once they made it to the water. They once they made it to the coast, they set it down in the water, pretty much.
All right. Well, unfortunately, you did miss the grand opening. However, like we promised, your first day there, free food and drinks, and then half off for all time, as long as you're a crew.
Okay. Um. They will go that way. Would you have the bar closed? This isn't a holiday that everything closes. Would you have closed the bar on this holiday?
Um,
I can tell you what the holiday is.
yeah, what kind of holiday is it?
Uh, s- Waterdeep has a bunch of holidays.
Is it like a union
But
holiday? Is it a
this is Howldown. In honor of Malar, members of the city guard leave the city in groups on this day to hunt down threats to farmers and travelers, including brigands, wolves, owlbears, blah 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 blah. Uh, The hunts last no longer than a 10-day. During the same span, the City Watch engages in a rigorous hunt of malefactors within the city.
probably
If you
would
have any reason to doubt your standing in the eyes of the law, avoid Waterdeep for at least a 10-day after Howldown.
probably
With no real hunting to do, and then like there's adults dress up as monsters in the streets for children to hunt and stuff like that.
Probably reduced hours. Not completely closed, but reduced hours, so families can come in and get food and drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, so they'll go off up there.
It's a very
Um,
famous holiday.
there's like 30 holidays besides the regular holidays.
That are
Like
Waterdeep
specific.
specific.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, most of them are Waterdeep specific, and then like a couple of them are Waterdeep and Neverwinter or Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate. Like you have the big holidays that are the ones that are in between months. Which is very strange to me still.
Oh yeah, isn't it like they'll have the 30 days of the month a holiday, and then the next 30 days of the next month?
Yeah, but there's only 5 of those, except for leap years.
Oh, they still do leap years?
Yep. And on a leap year, it has the 30 days of flame rule. Then midsummer happens. I think it's midsummer. Yeah. Yeah, midsummer happens between flame rule and the next month. But on leap years, there's the 30 days of flame rule, midsummer, shield meet, and then the first of the next month.
Huh.
And then later this month is Simril, the winter solstice.
Yeah, symbol is on the winter solstice. But it's a day of good luck
Good night to
holiday
gamble.
in Waterdeep. You gotta go find your star. Yeah. So you ask the hamster what his name is, and he would say that it is Cecil.
Cecil!
Cecil. What's a good name for the ship? Cecil's voyage. Cecil's.
Cecil Seashells? Cecil sells seashells down by the seashore?
No. Veto. I'm vetoing that. Um.
Cecil's oyster. Because the world's his oyster.
I'd be okay with that. Um. How about Cecil's mystical adventure?
I think that's a little too goofy.
Morgan and Cecil's menagerie of villainy.
No, menagerie ability? Yeah, just a rogues
it,
gallery on the fucking
it's a play on Minsk and Boo's journal of villainy.
about
Cecil's seashell.
Cecil's Cecil's salutation? I don't know. Not good at names.
I will say, you don't have to come up with the name right now.
Yeah, we'll wait until it's done repairing. But yeah, we'll think. We'll brainstorm.
We'll figure something out.
Ask him if he wants a tour of the city. We can take him, show him around.
Alright, yeah, Morgan will. You want to come and see the city with us, little guy? See a new place?
Sure.
Okay.
It's so crazy that you can talk to hamsters. We still gotta find other hamsters for you to talk to. Imagine the stories they could tell.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure how I do it, but it's something.
He's gone. Cecil killed him.
Oh.
You
What happened?
left the roll 20.
No, I fucking didn't.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Oh, it had the red connection bar up at the top.
But yeah, so you show him around. Unless there's anything specific you'll want to do with him.
Making our way to Troskull Manor specifically, but we can do some slight detours dependent on Cecil's whims if he sees something
Okay.
that interests him.
But yeah. He'll just be like looking around and sniffing at all the smells. As you walk back, you would notice the city guard, the city watch, um, very busy in the streets. Uh, you would see several. What at first you would think are actual monsters, but you realize they're just people in costumes. You're just used to actually fighting things,
Was he?
and children chasing after them. You would notice that at other shops throughout the city, there are also those same papers had been put up, but it seems like the guard is taking them down. No, the watch is taking them down.
Hmm. Seems they don't like the propaganda.
Yeah.
Gotta wonder what the deal with that was.
I have a suspicion it has to do with loyalists of the original cult's mandate, but they're not in power anymore after Tiamat's faction took control. But we'll discuss it at the council meeting.
Could be. Could also just be some anarchists using the dragon symbol.
You're no fun.
What?
No, that's that. Honestly, that there's a pretty good chance that that's what that is. But you never know, especially in
I mean,
this day and age.
that because if it's what you're saying, that just means more cultists, and that means cultists in the city, which I've always had an inkling that there might be some here, but I mean, come on.
Hold on. These cultists, although generally seeking for the destruction of Faerun, are not for what Tiamat is doing. So potentially, enemy of my enemy is my slightly mistrusted, slightly don't trust friend.
I mean, sure, I guess, but it just doesn't sound like a good idea.
No, but we're
Trying to
talking
talk
about.
to these guys sounds like trying to talk to the guy that sent us the letter. A trap.
Yeah,
I don't know, Rebecca. Sometimes the enemy of my enemy is still my enemy. Sometimes you get in a three-way fight.
yeah, that happens.
Yeah, and I ain't looking to get third partied.
Almost happened to my friends back in Omu after I died. Thayans attacked them, and then later Rosnasee's people attacked them. Almost could have happened at the same time.
And then the giants attacked them.
I don't think any giants attacked them, actually.
No, I don't think they ever ran into giants. They ran into giant footprints.
Yep. We saw remnants of giants, not actual giants.
And also areas of the jungle that were frozen solid.
Yep, that was weird. Don't know what that was about.
I know what that's about. No.
Out of character, I know what that's about. Rebecca has no fucking clue.
But yeah, is there anything else y'all would want to be doing before the council meeting tomorrow?
Putting the pieces back on the fucking wall.
Yeah, if we have all of them.
Okay.
Start casting Mendon. Make sure it's aligned right.
I know that you probably said start casting mending, but for me it sounded like start gas and mending.
Start castanetting.
Start casting mending. I'm gonna ed all over the place.
Okay. As you finish putting on back on the second piece, which we'll say is the hand, um, the wall, about a few seconds later, the wall would disappear. And there'd be like a shimmer there, but beyond the shimmer, you can see a 5 foot wide corridor that slopes downward for 30 feet.
All right, I'll call out to Morgan and Zarin and Orm if he's interested.
Call out.
Yeah, Oirin, or they'd all. Well, I'm not gonna speak
Morgan
for
was
Morgan, but the other two will
right
go.
behind you. He literally came down there with you, and then you just shout, and he just jumps,
Oh,
and he's like,
sorry.
"What the
I was
hell?"
concentrating on mending. I didn't realize you were right there.
Weird
Yeah,
enough
I've
that
been
the wall
sitting.
disappeared.
Yeah, weird enough the wall disappeared. I've just been sitting here drinking this whole time.
Yeah, they come down and make your way down 30 feet down the
30 feet.
corridor. And the smell of rot hits you.
Oh.
Um, at the end of the 30 feet slope, it would immediately turn and then open up into a 25-foot square stone room with an arched ceiling. Uh, the floor is absolutely littered with bones, most of them gnawed.
Cast light, just to get some light.
Okay. As you cast the light, you would notice that in the two far corners, there would be two braziers that are currently covered. And then on the far wall, there is a carved alcove with a sculpture of some kind of witch. Some kind of haggish looking witch.
We probably should report this to the watch. Let's investigate this
Say
further.
anyone that wants to make Arcana or religion could make that check.
I am not proficient in Arcana or religion.
I'll look at Oirin's sheet. Does Zarin have religion?
No, he does not.
Or
Orin
do I have to
definitely
be
has
proficient
Arcana.
in it?
No, you don't.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, okay.
Okay. If you don't have to be proficient, then I'm gonna roll 8. Yeah, that's what I thought. The adult black dragon rolled a 21. Holy shit!
Well, that's Oirin.
Because I also rolled a 21 for a second. I thought that was mine, and I'm like, when did I become an adult black dragon?
When you
I got
entered the
really
room.
scared. Oh,
You've read the propaganda, Morgan.
Morgan
now a black dragon.
immediately breathes his breath weapon on Rebecca and Zarin and Orym, turning them into goo.
I mean, you're still Morgan. Does that mean you have to slay yourself?
Yes. And after killing them with his breath, he slams through the 30-foot tunnel out into the city of Waterdeep, finds the tallest, pointiest tower, flies many, many feet above it to the very edge possible, and then just dive bomb down towards it and impales himself on the tower.
So you would not a deity as such. You would recognize them, Morgan and Oirin, because of their work with demons. As Igwilv, the Witch Queen, also known as Tasha.
Wait, like the Tasha?
Yeah.
And she's been petrified?
No, it's just like a little sculpture. It's like a shrine
Oh.
carved into into an alcove on this far wall.
Well, if that's the case, we need to inform the City Watch and a cleric.
But yeah, there's quite a number of bones down here. Did you say you were going to uncover the braziers?
Yeah. Well, I didn't
Yeah.
say it, but I
Well,
will.
as soon as you look. Oh, okay. I thought you had said that before I said about the arch. But as you go to lift the lid, it is already burning beneath. Like it's not too hot to move the lid, but there appears to be a continual flame.
I see. Detect magic.
There would be, I think it's evocation.
I believe it's either evocation or conjuration. I don't remember.
Well, it's whichever one continual flame is.
Evocation.
There would also be an aura of magic coming from a pouch you can see beneath a rib cage in one of the corners.
I'll mage hand that out because I don't. Ugh. Don't really want to disturb the skeleton.
Okay. Yeah, you get a belt pouch that is glowing with conjuration magic.
I'll open it up.
You open it up, it appears to be empty.
Or I'll toss it over to him for him to identify later.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Top of the morning to you, Rebecca. I'll get that identified for you.
What do you want to do? I will
Julia.
say you would Morgan and Rebecca would you two would recognize one of the bodies from not from the bits of hair and tatters of clothes that are still on it. From the portrait as the figure you assume to be Leaf from your communication with Leaf.
Oh. Um. All right. Well, I guess we should start going to inform people about this for the City Watch. Um, maybe get that cleric of. I was gonna say Elminster. That's not it. Kalimvor back and talk to Leaf about finding his body. What he wants done with it.
Okay. So you go and inform the proper people.
Start with Leaf because he's right there.
Okay. So as you go to exit back through where the wall had been, you hear a knock on the side of the stairs.
I turn to look instinctively, but there's nothing to see. Leaf, that's you.
There'd be a knock.
Um. So I'd say sit down, but uh, we found what we presume to be your body.
There'd be a knock.
What do you want done with it? Do you want it buried anywhere specific?
There'd be 3 knocks?
You don't know. Okay. You don't really know what you want done with it.
There'd be 2 knocks.
No. So you do know what you want done with it.
It seems like he kind of knows what he wants done with it.
I'd say you can gather from a few questions that yes to having it buried, no to somewhere specific.
Okay. Okay. Just want it buried. Um. I mean, can we bury people on the property? Is that legal?
There's no burying in Waterdeep. The mausoleums in the City of the Dead are
Oh,
extra dimensional
Oh,
spaces.
yeah, that's right.
No, they're not crematoriums. It is like a burial, but it's in an extra dimensional space.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Is there a place in life you love to be?
There'd be a knock, a single knock.
And since it's the simplest thing to ask, is it by chance Troll Skull?
There'd be a single knock.
Okay. Maybe we can see about getting you interred here. Have a nice little memorial to you.
So I will say, I know this map is on grass, but like the only side you actually have any yard on would be the front entrance.
Yeah.
Like there's a fountain here.
And we could probably.
Because this side, you're actually like adjacent to another building
Yeah.
here, and then this is just like a little loading alley.
Yeah, I was thinking more like maybe get an urn or something.
Okay.
You could like get an urn, put your name on it, maybe put you up on the thing next to the troll skull.
He'll knock 3 times.
You don't know. Okay. Um. How about before we do anything, you think about what you want, and we'll continue informing the proper authorities on the fact that there is a bunch of dead bodies in that room.
I'd say as you finish saying that, the trapdoor would open up for one of the people to come down and load another keg onto the beer elevator, the beer engine.
I love
Um,
the beer engine.
But as they get to the bottom of the steps and you turn to look at the hallway, like how am I going to explain this? The hallway's covered up again.
Wait, what? I go to touch the wall?
It's a solid wall. It doesn't look as unsettling anymore for some reason.
Wait,
Like it's still very much the arms and faces coming out, but it's not as unsettling.
did we resolve this? Did us putting it back together make everything go to where it needs to be?
You hear 2 knocks.
No. Okay, so we need a way back in.
And you hear 2 knocks.
No.
I'm confused.
It's hard to communicate with only knocks.
Let me look at Zaren's sheet, see if he has a spell that could help. See if he has
Well, I
commune.
speak with the dead.
Comprehend, detect, blast, attack, command, silver, protection, warning, bond, large, fine, gentle, lesser, locate.
I'll look at Iron sheet.
Uh, nope, he does not.
Do either of y'all? Does anyone have investigation as a proficiency?
I do.
Okay, I'll say you can roll investigation to just like we'll say this is you asking questions for a
Add a
bit and seeing what you can glean.
D6 to that. Fine, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, it takes you a fair number of questions, but it seems that Leaf somehow knows how to close and open the door.
Oh. Okay. Oh, so you're just closing it just to prevent people from seeing it and being freaked out.
And there would be a single knock.
Okay. Thanks. We'll go talk to the people that need to know.
Okay. So you go out to the street and you find once you see one of the groups of City Watch, you like flag them down. Um, we'll say you go about you tell the priest. You tell Leaf to open the door probably.
Yep.
Um, and they'll be kind of sh- not shell shocked, but like they weren't expecting this many bodies.
Yeah. I don't think anyone was.
Yeah. So you're like looking at a couple dozen probably. It's hard to say because not all the bodies are like not all the skeletons are like intact. A bunch of them are strewn. Um, they would tell you that a proper investigation would probably take closing down for a little bit.
Oh. I mean, I don't see any other choice. Kind of have to. Legally, we have to. as me recharging the wand from this morning. I forgot to roll.
While you were informing people, Oirin would identify the pouch. It is a Heward's Handy Spice Pouch.
Shit, give that to Morgan.
It has 10 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge and speak the name of any non-magical food seasoning. And remove
Ooh.
a pinch of it. A pinch is enough to season a single meal. The pouch gains 1d6 plus 4 expended charges daily at dawn.
What Master Chef Master Chief took for one of his magic items.
Heward's Handy Spice Pouch. And Morgan just, ooh, let me see that.
Why did the witch have that? I don't know. Maybe one of her
Probably
victims
to
had
season
it.
the children.
Oh, wait. Oh, you know what? That actually makes sense.
Kids
Gotta
don't have a lot
season
of meat
Either
child
on their
that
too.
or it was
bones.
Leafs.
You think she ate Leaf?
Well, based on the description, it sounded like Leaf's body seemed older.
All right.
Well, they're all skeletons down there.
Okay. Uh,
You can make a medicine check, but from what you've been told about this place, you think that Leaf was before the hag. Leaf owned this place before the hag had the boarding school here, or the orphanage here.
but who killed Leaf?
Colonel Mustard in the tap room with Spinbox.
It's Spinbox. Very good. But yeah, you arrange with the Temple of Kalimvor for laying the having Leaf cremated or buried.
I mean, I asked him to think about what he wants.
I'll go ahead and tell you he doesn't know
He doesn't
what he
know.
wants.
Probably cremated.
He used to be an elf, right?
Yeah, he was an elf.
Oh, did he
I
worship
So
don't.
what's
Coranthum?
I don't know if cremation's like an elf thing.
Yeah, let's look into elf burial rites. What do we know about elf burial
oh
rituals being elves?
yeah,
I
if
know
it's like
in
a
other
bad thing.
material they don't like being cremated. I don't know about 5e though.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'd say he wouldn't want to be cremated.
Okay.
Because yeah, they want to like return to the earth kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's got to be a proper burial.
And we could bury him in the front yard. Have like a nice little, not shrine, but like a little niche made. Grow
Yeah, you
some.
can probably do that. You'd have to get like a permit from the city or something.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask Laura to start looking into getting that done.
Okay. But then also they'd the Kilimvor temple would be taking care of the
The other bodies.
other skeletons as well as the investigation allows. All in all, uh, yeah, all in all, there'd be about 20 county leaf.
I'm guessing most of it being children.
Yeah, mostly children, a couple like teenage. The only adult one would be Leaf.
All right. Well, if we see that hag, we're gonna fucking kill her.
No, the hag was caught.
Oh, the hag was caught. Okay. I
So
thought.
they only found like a couple bodies like
Okay.
in the building.
They never found the rest. I see. Okay, never
We
mind.
could resurrect her and kill her again.
That's expensive and dangerous.
Yeah, she's not worth the price.
When you resurrect the hag and she busts out a power word kill on you.
Oof.
None of her spell slots would be back.
You're assuming she expended all of her spell slots.
Oh no.
When they hit you with the time stop and then a delayed blast fireball. But yeah, so the bars the tavern is closed down for 2 days.
I guess we'll apologize to the crew because that means they can't eat here. We'll postpone their free day until the tavern opens back up.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
They'll go and start looking for recruits.
Sorry, guys, we didn't think we'd be unlocking a murder mystery. That's mostly solved, but just needs to be finished.
Strange stuff seems to happen around y'all.
I mean, that's just the life of an adventurer. Just strange shit happens all the time. I mean, I died once, so you know, strange shit happens.
But I see you got better.
Yeah, I'm not completely better. I'm still on time limit, but I mean, I guess we all are on a time limit. Morbid. Anyways, good luck with the recruiting.
Thank you.
I guess we'll wait till the council, unless Morgan wants to do something.
Okay.
No.
All right. Before we get to the council, let's take a quick break and meet back at 10.
Aye.
Which is a little less than a 10-minute break, but fight me.
8-minute break. Let's go.
I'm gonna fight you. How are people getting these leaks already?
Links for what?
For the next episode.
I don't know.
Some Russian pirated it.
Yar.
Look, there he is. The man I've been waiting for.
Lucy.
Sin of Pride.
I've really been enjoying Alistair.
Dude. He's fucking amazing.
This was a face made for radio.
I liked I like the song against Vox. That was good. And just with the eggs. I'm curious though. I am really curious to see how they managed to kill one of the exorcists.
I mean, enough firepower would probably do it. But considering how he's beheaded, probably a single strike did it.
Yeah, but it's just if they've had the means to do it all along, why haven't they done it sooner?
Based on the song, it seemed like she didn't want people to know because that would lead to heaven raising hell, pun not intended, to the ground. Um,
It would have to be raised to be to the ground, yeah.
and she doesn't want her family hurt from that.
I like the spider dude. What the hell was his name?
Oh fuck. I forget. It was like
It was like angelic almost. It was like something real.
I forget. I forget. It was a I feel like it was a V. Zestial.
Justiel.
Zestial Morde.
Mord. Oh, he's part of. Oh, I see.
Did you also notice how Alistair disappeared 7 years ago? And who else disappeared 7 years ago?
Me.
I'm not sure.
Charlie's mom. Lilith.
Oh, yeah, Lilith disappeared 7 years ago.
You're not here.
That's right. Yeah, she said that at the start of the first episode. She said that she hasn't spoken to her in 7 years.
I wonder if that's related.
Who's not here?
Probably.
We're talking about Has Been Hotel.
Oh, you said that yeah, the you're not
Andromeda.
here thing.
Andromeda was here.
Oh, okay.
Apparently,
I was about to say, it sounded like the you're not here thing was an aside.
Yeah, it was an aside. I
Zestiel's sister is Beelzebub.
wait. If Zestial is an overlord, does that mean he's mortal?
The Overlords are mortal. They're not immortal. The Sins are.
So so how is an overlord who was immortal related to a sin?
Sins are immortal, but they were once sinners.
I see. Okay.
They're just the embodiment of the sin. Thus, that's why they were given a name. But he's old. But yeah, apparently the wiki says Beelzebub is his sister. Wait, so Queen Beelzebub is the daughter of Beelzebub and not actually the sin.
Who's
Or
Queen
she
Beelzebub?
the Queen Bee,
Oh, Queen Bee.
Cotton Candy.
I thought they were the same. I thought it was the same Beelzebub.
No, apparently not. There's two different wiki pages, and it says that Queen Bee is Beelzebub's daughter. Oh, is that what Belphegor is supposed to look like?
That doesn't sound right. Everything I've read and heard, B
So
B is
go to
Beelzebub.
right. Well, go to Zestiel's page, right, and then it says Sister Beelzebub. You go over to that page. Very clearly not Queen Bee. It says Beelzebub is ruler of the gluttony ring in hell, and then you see in her family B dash Elzebub daughter, and when you click on that one, it brings you to Queen Bee.
It sounds like a Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong situation.
Oh, okay. There's a comment at the bottom of the wiki page that says that this might have been her concept design, so it's like it's incorrect.
Oh yeah, you're looking at an older wiki.
Oh yeah, this is the Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss RP wiki. Oh, I see the other one.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you're looking at the wrong wiki. I'm like, none of this sounds right.
Wait, I think I know why Alistair's alive.
Why?
I think he killed and absorbed Lilith's power. Because they said at the meeting with all the overlords that they said that he got done in by an exorcist or an angelic weapon, something like that. And normally, anyone, it doesn't matter if you're a Sin or Ars Goetia, you get hit by one of those, you die.
Could be also that either he maliciously absorbed Lilith to survive, or he or she sacrificed herself to save him for whatever reason.
Could be.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So much like with Troll Skull, say goodbye to the old council chamber. And hello to the new one.
Ooh.
You arrive to the Lord's Palace a bit early for the meeting. The outer galleries are already teeming with pages, guards, and other retainers busy going about the preparations. As you enter into the council chamber proper, you see that only 4 of the other council members have arrived so far. Lady L'Ariel Silverhand is already seated, and it appears that King Melindrock and Romalia Heaventree are involved in a debate of some kind off to the side. They separate and take their respective seats when they notice you enter. You notice King Melindrock affixing you with a cold stare. Ambassador Conrad Braunamble looks rather angry as he talks to his aides in their gallery. You can't make out the words from here. You also see Reginald holding papers and looking at you in your direction expectantly.
can I help you, Your Majesty?
So I just put y'all around the table already because it would be a pain to rotate everything again.
Yeah.
Uh, he would.
Oh my God, is that Tia?
Yeah, y'all would have seen Tia. Y'all would have met up with Tia, or like she would have been coming in at the same time as y'all. So y'all would be like coming in the entrance.
Cool. That's right, because Loki's hurt. He can't be here.
Loki hurt. Uh, no, I'm sure we'll get to it in time. I'm gonna say like this is probably y'all's. This would be like y'all's gallery. And I'd say after he called after you like not really called him out, but you asked that to him, he won't be staring you down anymore.
Could I tell who he was specifically looking at? Or if it was just us in general?
It seemed to be like the group of you,
Okay.
and it wouldn't be when you're like y'all wouldn't have been seated yet, so it wouldn't be like
Yeah, easy to tell.
looking around. Yeah, he'd be like just staring off coldly at the door.
Well, council
You
room
get
got all spruced up.
Yeah. Bit of a renovation.
what are you talking? What are you talking about? This is the same
It's
council room.
always been this way.
It's always been
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah.
My compliments to the contractor.
What's a good token for Reginald? Make him
Reginald.
he's not a noble, but I don't know what else to put, so he's a noble right now. Can't believe I forgot to come up with a token for Reginald.
How could you?
But like really the galleries are like off outside of these. I'm just gonna put Reginald there for if it ends up mattering where y'all's gallery is.
Yep.
Um uh so he has papers for you, and it doesn't appear that anyone else is here yet, other than those four.
I'll take the papers.
Okay. Uh so the first one, okay. So there's two sealed papers and then one that is just a piece of parchment. And that one is the letter you had gotten um from the supposed defector.
Yes, it must be from Alia. The Harper has returned it to me.
Um would y'all be reading them over there, or would you take them to the table to read them?
I initially stand there and look him over just to know what it is, and then head over to the table.
Okay. So you would see that it's that there is um a message from Romalia that is to all the council members. and then there would be the damage report, like reported raids and such. Then Reginald would also look at you nervously for a moment. Um, Forgive me for partaking in rumors, but have you heard about the dreadful business between the aides from Mithril Hall and Neverwinter?
No, I haven't.
Well, one from each was found dead last night.
Oh.
Rumor is that the Nevaran killed the other before hanging himself. Quite nasty business. I can't say I've ever noticed them interacting much, and definitely don't remember ever seeing them argue or anything like that since I've been here.
I mean, it'd be pretty obvious to figure out who killed who. Just speak with dead. Or revive them?
Mm.
Raise dead?
Someone had tried to raise them, but it did not work.
Didn't work. Okay, that's concerning. Right. So
Yeah,
it's
they
a
definitely
I
didn't
don't know
kill
that
each
anyone
other.
spoke with dead. The Magisters are rather busy, and I don't think the Watch themselves have that capability.
if they're still available, Tia, I know can. But
Yeah, happened right here in and the Lord's Palace would be like the hub for the Watch
yeah,
as well as where the council is and all that.
sounds like it might be a bit more than uh, just a murder suicide. There might be something more to it. At least that's my gut feeling.
Yes, when the ambassador was in here earlier, he was not happy at all. Then so the report, when you go back to the table, the Harpers only had 24 casualties, but they lost almost 150 blown covers. The Order had 247 knights killed, and confirmed over 2,000 civilians killed or missing from places they were defending. Large swaths of the Snakewood and Reaching Wood have been felled. The cultists are making progress, albeit slow, against the wards protecting Grandfather Tree. 89 dead, including 12 treants and 670 innocents. 253 troops of Waterdeep, with over 5,000 civilians killed in the surrounding settlements. Lord Davigold November, 154 troops with over 1,000 civilians. The dwarves, swaths of the Lurkwood, which they use for lumber, and 100 dwarves from the citadels of Adbar and Felbar have been killed. The dwarves don't get as many deaths because most of them are underground, but the citadels are not. 126 Flaming Fists killed and 2,000 civilians near around Baldur's Gate. Minimal raids limited to the outskirts of the Misty Forest. Only 12 soldiers dead. But in the High Forest, 326. 2,800 civilians were killed in the High Forest, though. 43 guards of Daggerford, and trade has all but stopped. 578 civilians, and almost half of all the farms have been destroyed. And then 1,500 civilians around Silvery Moon.
Fuck.
So the numbers are... I haven't had actual numbers before, but for reference, the numbers are going up.
Yep. Yeah, I'll pass that along to everyone. And continue to the note from Romalia.
Okay. Council members, the cult is growing bolder by the day, and are now recruiting in broad daylight. But more troubling yet is that we're now learning just how much we don't know. Our sources have been able to get further inside and have been able to gather a swath of new intel. But given its sensitive nature, we cannot risk most of it falling into the. We cannot risk most of it in written form until the actual meeting. All that can be provided before the meeting is that the date provided by the Uniques appears to be correct. You get the feeling that this message probably was from a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it wouldn't be appointed at the meeting.
Summer solstice.
No, midsummer.
Oh, midsummer. Fuck. So slightly more than 6 months from now. Like 7.
Yes,
8.
I believe it's like 7.
Yeah.
You hear the doors open again. You turn to see Lord Daggett Neverember enter the chamber, followed closely by a female tiefling. Upon seeing this, Ambassador Bronamble storms over to him. You've got some nerve, Neverember, showing your face here after what you did. Conrad, I assure you I have no idea what you're talking about. I've only just arrived back in Waterdeep this morning. Surely we can discuss this calmly? Lord Neverember raises his hands defensively as the ambassador continues approaching. He's nearly closed the distance when you hear Lady Silverhand speak from the table. That's quite enough, gentlemen. Ambassador Bronamble, what happened is very unfortunate, but need I remind you that everyone on the council has been thoroughly revetted. With only a few months left, we can't afford to turn on each other now. So please, take a seat and we will get to this in course. He continues staring him down for a minute and then goes and takes a seat.
Morgan just kind of whispers to Rebecca, remember when they were mad at me? Now they can't wait to tear each other's throats out.
From across the table, you're whispering that to me.
Yeah.
I imagine it was like telephone, like you just whispered over to Zarin, and then Zarin whispered to Tia,
Yeah.
and then Tia whispered to Oren, and then Oren's like,
Yeah.
"What's that about a burger tree? What? The fuck you talking about, Oren?" Oh no, I think Tia said mad at me, not burger tree. Oh.
But over the course of the next minutes or so, the rest of the council makes their way in.
Inside.
Elias sits in the special guest gallery. Sir Esteval comes limping in, as always. Delon Winterhound looks uncomfortable in the city. Everyone arrives except for Ontharr Froome. But about the time that the last of them has finished getting their updates from their aides, Ontharr will arrive. My deepest apologies for my tardiness. One of my knights came up missing this morning. Was assisting with locating him and the time got away. He'll hastily walk to his aide, read the reports, and make his way to the table. Lady Silverhand calls the meeting to order. The third meeting of the Council of Waterdeep will now commence. There is much to discuss. The revetting process delayed an already extended gap in meetings, but hopefully it also quelled any doubts any of us had of our fellow council members. With that said, we shall move to business. I believe King Melendrock would like to go first. Yes, thank you. He'll turn and face your group, each of you in turn. I was hoping you could clear up some rumors that have been going around. What exactly did you find in my kingdom?
Do you want us to spare your image, or do you want the truth?
The truth, of course, though I hope it does clear up some of the rumors.
There was a dragon lair ran by the. There was a. I'm trying to find the words. This is Beck fucking up, not Rebecca. She does not have the charisma to screw this up badly. Um,
Green dragon? A worm speaker?
yeah, there was a cult of the dragon outpost in the middle of the forest, run by a worm speaker and the Emerald Assassin, who is, well, dead.
Morgan will
There'd
slap the
be
scale on the table.
very good. There'd be a look of recognition around the table when you say the Emerald Assassin.
The worm speaker himself was the estranged son of His Majesty King Melindrock.
He would look at you disbelievingly at first. So you're saying that my exiled son Naranvain was there,
If you want to talk
even
to
though he's
him,
been dead for years.
if you want to go talk to him, go check out the mage guild here. The
The Watchful Order of
watch
Magisters.
watchful order. They have him.
Yeah. So no one's been allowed to see them, either of the ones you brought in because of the thing going on with them.
Yep.
Them constantly. Stella's has gotten some better. Theirs has gotten much worse, and they're having to be
Watched
dispelled
around the clock.
very often. Yeah, dispelled very often.
Well, I guess because like they're worm speakers, so
Well,
a
yeah,
stronger
I mean,
enchantment on them.
Yeah, she was someone that was brought in, coerced, and like hypnotized, charmed, however, brain controlled, however you want to say it.
Oh God, Jimmy
They
probably fucking
they were actual
died.
high ranking.
After we swayed him from the cult, he probably like left us and like got to the road, collapsed, frothing at the mouth, and no one found him until animals picked his corpse clean.
oof.
The one that you changed his entire family's name.
Yeah, it was like to Jimmy or John or something like that.
Everyone became Jimmy.
Yeah, everyone was Jimmy.
Yeah, he's dead.
No, he was an initiate. They probably don't do it for all their initiates.
Okay.
They have to have like thousands of those spells active, or hundreds, or whatever. You see a look of fury in his eye, not like directed at you. You can tell that he believes you, but this is not
News he
news
wanted to
that
hear.
yeah. So he found out that his the son he exiled is not dead, but has instead been waging war against the Sword Coast.
He's a fucking traitor.
And not only that, but his kingdom.
Yep. We did manage to rescue some civilians. They were coerced into fighting with the cult, but as soon as they saw that the tides of battle were changing, they aimed to help us. I don't blame them. You know, fight for your survival, whatever it takes in that kind of situation. But um, yeah, we cleared out that den.
Morgan would have put the scale back away.
Morgan does not want to leave it up. Does not want it getting lost to the table.
Yeah, no, they can't have that. That's proof. Pixar didn't happen.
Scales, or it didn't happen.
Scalzer didn't happen.
And Dylan Winterhound would pipe up. And apparently from the reports that put almost a complete stop to the attacks in the Misty Forest. So that part at least is good news, I think we can all agree. You'll see the king as well nod. Yes, thank you for that. Once whatever that effect is gets cured, I will have to personally see to my son.
Wasn't he also the one that like kind of deceived us in the beginning and had us thinking that he was like a good guy helping them out?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he had two
No,
sons.
that was but neither son was that. That was the like mayor or whatever you would call it of that village you were in.
Oh yeah, the Burger King.
Yeah, the guy who sort of sold out the town, but not, but like was like coerced into
Oh.
doing it.
Really, he sold out the neighboring towns.
Yeah. Yeah, we left judgment up to the village because it was not our place to judge him.
Right.
Right. And when you left him, he was writing a letter to send to the capital as well.
I will be put to death on the morrow.
Decent guy, poor choices.
Speaking of ending that effect, Lady Silverhand will pipe up.
She can get it.
You should all know that I've had what?
Nothing. I think Dylan heard me.
You should all know.
Actual dickhead.
Gonna have to watch the VOD. You should all know that I've had some of my people working on a cure for the effect that is trying to kill our prisoners. It's hard enough to get information out of them without them nearly dying every time they answer a question. Thanks to the help of the Uniques in acquiring some rare reagents, we are very close to finishing said cure. With the Council's approval, we will test it on the Dwarf Varam in the coming days.
Um, and if it's successful, it'll be given to the others post haste.
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Okay.
So I imagine Morgan is very much in favor of the dwarf guinea pig.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, if it doesn't work, don't want to try it out on Stella.
Well, that's what he said. If it's successful, it'll be handed out post haste.
Well, I mean, like, not using Stella as the guinea pig.
Oh, if they had suggested that, he would have shot whoever said it. No, I wouldn't have shot them. That would have been bad. That would have been really bad.
Morgan shoots the Witch Queen of the North in the head across the council table in the middle of the city he controls.
Goodbye.
A
I
chosen of
accept my
Mistra.
fate. Wait, who's a chosen of Mistra?
Yeah.
Lady Silverhand is the chosen of Mistra?
Yeah, L'Oreal Silverhand, yeah. She's been around for like 800 years or something.
Damn, she looks good for 800 years old.
Am I bugged? Is she the one that has 6 other sisters?
But had, yeah.
Had, yeah.
So I'm assuming the party all votes in favor of it,
Yep.
unless either of you say any. Yeah, I don't see any of the other three saying no. The rest of the council all votes in favor, with the exception of Ambassador Braun Amble. Fine, I'll go with the council on this. But if it prevents us from being able to dispense dwarven justice against that sock, you'll be sorry.
I mean, he'll probably let you carry that out easier because they'll finish questioning and then you'll get him.
He's saying like if it doesn't
If it
work
kills
and
him.
kills him instead.
Oh, sorry.
It's a test run.
Yep. Sorry, misunderstood.
I don't ever think that I'd catch myself praying for a cultist, but I hope he'll be alright.
You have my word that precautions will be taken so you can get your justice and so we can get more answers. Lady Silverhand will turn to face your group again.
I'm pretty sure Death Ward doesn't require consent.
I don't think it does actually.
No, it doesn't.
Is that that's enhanced interrogation techniques in the Forgotten Realms.
Because,
You touch a
what was it?
creature, it doesn't say a willing creature.
Because when
That's
yeah.
Yeah, maybe put a few
Ugh.
stacks of Death Ward on him before you try it.
Stacks of Death Ward.
Oh. Lady Silverhand turns to face your group again. I see that Elia is back with us. Between that and your report that things went well, without many details, I think we're all excited to hear about what exactly came of your meeting with the Conclave of Metallic Dragons.
Ah, yes.
At the broaching of this subject, everyone turns their full attention towards you.
Yeah, yes.
However, before you can speak, you hear the sound of metal armor approaching the door to the chambers before they bust open. Or not bust open, but they open quickly.
When in hot.
The door, you see 3 senior city watch members enter in. Pardon the interruption, my lords. Lady Silverhand, I'm afraid we need to speak to you urgently. She'll excuse herself for a minute.
What is like the city under attack or something?
With
You'd see some murmuring, and you'd see like a mix of disappointment, curiosity, and worry between the other council members.
with my high ass perception, have I heard anything happening like out in the city? Like, that
Probably
would
not in
indicate an
here
attack.
because there's a lot of wards around this room.
Well,
Yeah,
that would
there's a lot
stop
of
people
wards,
from
and then
listening in, but not from you hearing out, right?
So I know there's windows on this map. There wouldn't be windows in here.
They're
This is
illusions.
like an inner room inside the palace. So out in the city, you wouldn't hear anything. You could potentially have heard other stuff in the palace itself.
So then does it sound
But
like the
even that,
palace has been mobilizing?
no, I mean you've heard footsteps in armor, but I mean this is where the watch is. You haven't heard anything that
Out of the ordinary.
you haven't heard any sound of combats or mass marching in unison or anything like that.
Or like people running?
Right, or shouts or anything like that.
Okay. All right.
The first, I mean, they had fairly hurried footsteps as you heard the metal armor clanking approaching the door.
But other than that, nothing.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
I checked with Andromeda, but can't contact the outside world in here.
So true.
Be thankful for that.
Uh Lady Silverhand will return over towards the table. Apologize. I know this is quite irregular, but I'm afraid we're going to have to recess for a couple hours. Something rather urgent has come up within the city.
Is the city under attack?
Just right out with it all. No,
I mean,
Um,
we're fighters.
I need to.
no, I know.
Most of the people at this table are fighters in some regard. um, if I need to handle a couple things, but then I assure you I will explain this unusual disruption. Um, if you could all please remain here with your retinues, both for your safety and for to keep from adding to the confusion with your various additional guards. Uniques, could we have a word in private?
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
She'll lead you off to like a side room. Um,
I'd move my token, but I don't want to disrupt the careful balance you've placed.
I mean, I can do it again, but I mean, we're doesn't really matter. Um, because it's really not on this map. You're in another room. Um,
Oh,
so there has been a break-in apparently in the palace. Tell me, are any of you familiar with the dragon ward around the city?
yes. It prevents all uninvited dragons from entering the city.
Yes. Well, apparently someone managed to slip past all the guards in this building and get into my personal chambers, where the the guards have just informed me the dragon staff of Agarian is missing, which is what lets dragons be invited in.
Oh God.
Now the guard is out. The watch is out looking for them. The guard is obviously mostly not here, given the holiday. The staff has to touch a dragon for it to be given permission to be brought in to come in. But I count on your group to help with tracking down what happened before it gets out of the city.
And has anyone? Has any? How long ago did this happen?
Since the meeting started,
Okay. Has anyone entered or left the building since?
uh, quite a few. I mean, you have the aides of all the factions, you have the guards, or the watch. Fuck.
So it's
Uh,
possible that it could have gotten out already, but
you
it's
have the
also possible that it's still here. Um,
they did see a order paladin acting, leaving in a hurry. Said something about an emergency. But I can't see why the order would do something like this.
might not have been an order paladin. Could have been just a cultist dressed
What
up like a
is
order paladin.
um and also I will say when Anthar Froom arrived late, he did say
One of
that he
his
had been out
men.
looking for a missing paladin. It's not within. I do not believe it is within the confines of the palace because the watch attempted the spell locate object.
Okay.
It was not able to find it.
Um, with how connected they are with the staff, just because of its nature, can dragons sense its presence?
No, they are not able to.
Okay. I was gonna see if Elia could come with us and help search the city. All right, I guess. Tia, Orin, do either of you have locate object prepared? If you have it. I mean, I could prepare it on Zarin, but it's a little late for that. I'd feel a bit awkward doing it at this point.
What was it? Tia does have locate object.
All right. She needs to be familiar with it. Do you have describe the staff as best you can to Tia, and we'll run around with her through the city trying to locate this individual.
Okay.
Up to 1,000 feet.
Okay. Yeah, she will to Tia specifically. Right. I am going to explain to the council what is going on. Try not to cause too much of a panic out there.
We'll try, but if they fight back, gonna have to be slinging spells in public.
I'll try not to use spin box, but I will punch him.
Okay, we got 1,000-foot radius around us for Tia to detect it. Is this map to scale?
Roughly.
Okay. So we got a good 3-ish blocks. 2.5 blocks detection radius around us.
Oh, that's good. I never thought of using the radiuses actually work for.
Oh, you set the distance.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's great for when you have a city map.
Yep.
Okay. So she would pop one.
It lasts for 10 minutes, I believe.
It is concentration 10 minutes, yes. She does not sense it immediately. Would y'all be heading north or east?
Ask people who look like they've been standing around, see if they've seen a paladin in a rush somewhere.
Okay. Since it's a group thing, make an investigation check at advantage.
Okay. Almost rolled deception.
At 20.
I rolled a
Yeah,
10
you find
anyway.
someone that saw him running north. And he was carrying some kind of wooden object.
Some kind of wooden object. Okay. Orin, maybe Zarin. You guys want to look elsewhere? Here's a sending stone. I'll toss him one of the extra sending stones I have. Right, if you find anything, let us know. If we detect it, we'll let you know. But we'll head north. You guys check, I guess, east.
Yeah. Yeah, so they'll start heading off that way. I'm gonna put Morgan to the side unless y'all decide to split up later.
I'll just be keeping his eyes out.
Okay. Go ahead and make perception checks. Individual, not at advantage.
Perceive.
And Tia.
I'll roll a d6 on top of that.
You know what? I'll roll a d6 on top of that.
From what?
Nothing. I'm just being stupid.
Oh shit, Tia. Tia! With the fucking omnipresence that knows everything.
Tia.
Tia historically very perceptive.
Yep.
So this tracks. I think at the time she had a better perception than Morgan.
She did, yeah.
I think she still does. Nope, she doesn't.
She
No,
hasn't
not
leveled up.
anymore.
Yeah,
Technically, she would have leveled up. I just haven't leveled up the sheet.
Our proficiency bonus went up.
Yeah, the proficiency bonus went up, so that would be a 30. So when you get about here, y'all are moving fast through the city. She would detect the object. You sense the direction to the object's location and its movement. So she would. Do you get the distance? No. So it's this way,
I mean, if she just detected it, that
and
means
it's
it's about 1,000 feet away.
and it is moving. And it is moving that way.
So it's.
I'd say she
this way,
gets a flash of it, and then she loses it again.
and it's moving that way. So let's go diagonally this way then. Cut through the market.
So once you get up here, you cut through the market.
Is the market crowded?
It would be pretty crowded, yeah.
Well, yeah, sure. Cast fly on us, and I'll also use the sending stone to let Orem and Zara know that. Nope, sending on a goose chase. It's heading into the North Ward, Sea Ward. It's in the Sea Ward or North Ward.
Okay.
We're going through the market.
Okay. What is the speed with fly?
60 feet, plus whatever
Okay.
bonuses you get normally.
Okay.
Hopefully this doesn't cause a panic, but no choice. Going through the crowd would slow us down quite a lot.
I'd say a lot of the kids that are doing their hunts, because it's a 10-day holiday, would like see you fly off and think that it's part of one of the hunts and start chasing after you, but they'd fall behind rather quickly.
Sorry, not part of the hunt.
But yeah, it takes a minute of trying to find it again. You don't fly in a straight line, flying around to try to see where it was. Eventually, she does catch another flash of it. And it would be this way and heading north.
Heading for this gate. So let's fly
Be
along
like
the
this
rooftops
way
that way.
and heading north.
Yep. Let's fly, I guess, that way to try and cut them off.
Okay. Give me another round of perception checks, please.
Perception.
Another 20. Add a d6 onto that. 24.
Hell.
And you know what?
2d6.
Oh yeah, 2d6 to it.
Yeah, now I'm doubling what you're putting down. No.
I mean, meanwhile, Tio rolls 2 nat 20s in a row.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Okay. You zoom in that way. This thing seems to be moving almost as fast as y'all. Like it because you'll catch it and then it'll be gone a few seconds later, and then you'll catch it again in a little bit after.
Can I like look up?
Well, it's a range, so she would know that it's down as well.
Oh, okay.
It's like forward and down.
Maybe the thing has like a fucking burrow speed.
But by the time you get here to where the gate is, you would she'd been sensing it for a little bit, and it would be this way. And then all of a sudden it just disappears. Like she had been sensing it for probably a minute at this point.
Shit, did they go into on Waterdeep?
If we flew just far enough to where around when she was last sensing it to be on like the tail end of the aura, just to go a little bit further, see if they're beyond the wall. If not, then we'll know that they probably went and done Waterdeep.
And I'll say, I mean, with all those perceptions, you would see while you're flying over the field ward, you would see a group of people down here that are like kicking stuff off of carts that seem to have been recently upturned.
All right, let's follow the trail of destruction.
It wouldn't be like a trail. There's just like a group of people there.
Yeah, I'll have Morgan. I guess Morgan and Tia can follow that trail. I'll quickly ask one of the people that are picking stuff up. I was like, did a paladin come through here, Russian, knocking shit over?
Aye, he did.
All right, thanks. Take off.
Ran into that building down there.
Into that building. Guys, building!
Insight.
Okay. Make an insight check.
Gotta hit him with my bullshit detector.
He's telling the truth. He seems pretty peeved off that his cart of cabbages was just turned over.
Oh god.
Cabbages! That is an NPC in Baldur's Gate 2. And you get special dialogue if you're a monk.
Cabbages.
Yeah, let's go into that building.
Okay. It's the field ward is very much the poor district of Waterdeep. It's a wooden door, but not a strong one, but it is locked.
That's a low roll. Just to be
And
safe.
it doesn't unlock.
I was about to add a d6 to that, Bean.
Oh, go ahead. And it unlocks.
All right, the DC was 20. Let's go.
He's just burning through all these.
Look, they're only on ability checks. And it's an emergency.
You open the door into a one-room building. There is no paladin, but there is, however, one of these. That place? Yeah.
The
One
fuck?
of
A
these.
succubus?
Yo,
Yeah. And she's just standing there, slow clapping and laughing.
All right, I'm unclipping my.
I'm afraid you're too late, dears.
Unclipping my sword and activating it. All right, don't have time for games. What do you mean too late?
Why? I already sent him beyond the wall.
well, I mean, that was bad. You were supposed to meet us here.
Make a deception check?
There's no way. There's no way.
Roll a 9.
Yeah.
All right, guys, drop and fly. Plant your feet. And I'll cast detect magic.
Yes, fight me. Give him more time to
I'm casting
go meet
detect
the
magic,
dragons.
motherfucker.
You would see the remnant magic of. You'd see like the dissipating magic of a spell. Doesn't look unlike your teleportation circle, but a bit different.
Short range teleportation circle.
It seems like when she says she got him beyond the wall, she teleported him out. Would be what you would gather.
Right, literally. All right, recast and fly. All right, you're a bitch. Fly out the door.
Leaves a succubus in Waterdeep.
And as we're flying out, I'll call out, "Get the guard. There's a succubus in that door. Make sure it's a female guard who's not a lesbian."
Yeah.
Guard all left.
Watch someone of authority.
It's backwards, right? The watch should watch the walls, and the guard should guard the city.
Yeah, the guard. Get the guard.
But it's backwards.
Either a gay guard or a lesbian guard. Not a lesbian guard. A straight woman. Either a straight woman or a gay man needs to take care of that.
Please don't go around asking the guards their sexuality.
Yeah, that's actually on the code legal. You're not allowed to do that. It's not on the code legal.
And as we're flying, I'll use a spell slot to regain use an action to regain a spell slot. Because I spent 2 spells.
Zarin doesn't have sending by chance, does he?
He does not.
All right. So y'all are flying. Are y'all sticking together, or are y'all splitting up at this point?
We don't have a way to keep in contact with each other.
Yeah, probably stick together then.
I mean,
Okay.
I can send off a beacon into the air with Eldritch Blast or launch a fireball into the sky. So I guess I could split off from Tia and Morgan and like look more from
But
above.
would Tia have a way to send a beacon to you? Let me look.
Is she a cleric? Doesn't she have sending?
Oh, she does not have sending. No, does she have sending?
Clerics get sending.
It's not on her sheet. Oh yeah, it is. Sending's 3rd level. Wow. Yeah, it's even prepared. Yeah. So yeah. So you can split off. So who's going right? Who's going left?
With my, are there any rumored dragon lairs nearby Waterdeep?
The only one you would know of is a metallic that you can't remember the type of that lives in a mountain to the north. But it's, a little ways to the north. It's not like right outside the city.
It's possible Chromatic took it over. I'll go north, but I'll fly high to see if I spot anyone running.
Okay. And then what would you and Tia be? Which way would you and Tia be going, Morgan?
The opposite. Well, no, not the opposite. If Rebecca's going straight ahead.
So you're going east.
Yeah, go that way. Yeah, go that way to the right.
All right. So on a sending stone, can both sides send once?
It doesn't say it can't. Doesn't say it does, but also doesn't say it doesn't.
Sending stone 5e. Okay. All right. So do one more round of perception checks, please. I just realized that I've been GM rolling the other people's. But that's fine. They're
That
not with you,
is
so you wouldn't know.
bad. I'll roll a d6 because I really need that. That's my last d6. Oh, Tia.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
No. Bug. Well, we're doomed.
Rebecca, you would hear coming from a rock in your pocket. Hey, we see a guy. Talk with 4 other people. He's a paladin. The 4 people just disappeared.
Fuck. And he couldn't have told us where they were?
East side of city.
East side. All right, I'll turn and start double dashing in that direction. And shoot off a fireball to see if I can get Morgan's attention.
I'd say that both of them have good passives. You just heard a fireball explode in the sky behind you, which was the signal that Rebecca had found something, Morgan.
Okay. So looks at Tia and goes, see if Rebecca. See what Rebecca found. Can you send her?
Yeah. And okay, so Rebecca, Tia would talk in your head. Did you find them?
Zarin spotted them east of the city. There's 4 guys in a paladin. They disappeared. So I'm guessing south
Well, she can't respond.
south of you.
So she'll relay that to you, Morgan. that Saren had found them, and east of the city.
All right. I'll head. We'll try and find Zarin then.
Okay. I'll say it just takes you a minute or so. You do end up seeing Zarin. He's tying a guy's hands behind his back with rope. The man is in full paladin armor, like Order of the Gauntlet paladin armor. Um, hey Morgan, he he kind of just gave himself up after they teleported away.
Well, does he have the thing?
I mean, Tia would have felt it.
Tia?
Sorry.
Does
Yeah,
he
Tia
have the
Tia
thing?
did feel it when you started getting close.
Okay. All right, you got it. Give it up.
Yeah, but I don't know. Those I thought it was 4, but Oiron says it was 3 that he touched. That were with him. They might have been dragons in disguise. I don't know.
He touched them with the staff.
I mean, it was a ways away. I couldn't tell. But he was talking to 3 people, and then those 3 disappeared.
All right. We need to.
Or 4.
Oh God. Tia, send Lady Silverhand. Let her know that we got the guy with the staff, but it's possible that he touched 3 or 4 individuals that could have been dragons with the staff that have now disappeared.
The teller you are trying to reach is not available.
God damn it.
It's in a chamber that you can't
Yep, that's right.
send things into.
That's right. Well, I don't know what to do. I guess we can take the staff back to Lady Silverhand, and you guys can carry him to.
Watchful Order of Magisters.
Yeah, it's probably a cultist, so he's about to fucking start frothing.
He's not frothing. He's actually crying.
Oh, was he
You're gonna walk up
charmed?
and be like, the fuck are you crying for?
I just betrayed my oath. My order.
Did they
Did
make?
they make you do it?
I don't know. It was like I wasn't in control.
Yeah, they made you do it. It's not your fault. Hopefully the gods see it that way, but we're gonna take the staff back to where it belongs and inform the council. Come on, Morgan and Tia.
Okay.
I don't.
So Oirin and Zarin will be taking him in.
Yep. I don't know what we could
To
have done differently.
whom? The council, the guard, or I mean, the council, the watch, or the order of magisters. Actually, the order of the gauntlet or the order of magisters. There's 4 options there.
Probably Order of the Gauntlet, because he's one of them.
Okay. Okay. I'll say you give Zarin your writ that you had
We're
got
gonna
at the first council.
Yep.
we're gonna say to this guy, did the succubus make you do it?
I had found out yesterday that she was the one that um made that Nevarin kill the girl. And she when I went to when I confronted her, oh,
She charmed you. Oh, you poor bastard.
should have
I
been
mean, you
stronger.
didn't willingly break your oath, though.
Yeah, this was involuntary. This is. I honestly, if I were the higher powers, I'd let it slide because this ain't your fault.
I mean, yeah, your God at the very least should forgive you. I don't know how much your coworkers are gonna forgive you.
I mean, I've seen Zarin fail a bunch of saves, so it's not your fault.
What is a save, Rebecca?
What's a save?
Anyways, let's get the staff back and inform the council of this impending crisis. 3 or 4 dragons invading the city. Let's go.
Are you taking off flying again?
Yes, it's the fastest method.
Okay. Right. I will say the Griffin cavalry does catch up with you this time.
So,
That's
gentlemen,
not allowed.
It was emergency by
official council business.
yeah, Lady Silverhand told us to chase a fugitive, and we did, and now we're returning this staff.
He looks at you. He looks at you doubtingly at first. You say this staff. He looks at the staff, looks back at you, does a double take at the staff, and they escort you to the Lord's palace.
Immediately.
Yeah.
If they're faster, I guess we'll hang on to the wyverns or griffins.
Yeah, they'll you'll mount the griffins. Yeah. You would see Lady Silverhand would be uh there'd be a city guard. No, a city watch. No, there would be a senior city guard too, and a magister and a griffin cavalry. That she's all and whatever the navy's called. That she'd be like talking with over here in the corner. Oh, you got it.
It's called the City Navy.
Is it literally just the
It's
city
just
navy?
the City Navy.
I mean, it's the city guard. The city. Yeah. The Griffin Cavalry is the only one that's not the city something.
Yeah. There's also the City Hands.
The shitty hands.
Oh, the Gray Hands, not City Hands. I misread that.
Yeah, Gray Hands is Force Gray,
SEAL Team Gray.
which either Dylan or Cole Sprouse, one of the two, plays one of the characters that is an official member of in canon.
Oh,
Either Zach or Cody. I can't remember which.
If it's Dylan, it's Zach. If it's Cole, it's Cody.
No, Cole is Zach because they don't start with. It's Cole isn't Cody. I don't think. I could be wrong. But either way, I don't remember which one was in the D&D campaign, the official D&D campaign. Oh, Dylan red X'd again.
Cody
We
was
had got
played by
updates
Cole.
from the Griffin Cavalry that they had found you with it.
Yeah, that's
That's
the good
correct.
news. Bad news
What
is,
happened?
okay, so found out um, a succubus was involved in the murder that that people are upset about right now. Um, the paladin
She would actually have you come over to the table so that they also hear.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Succubus was involved in the murder. She's still at large. Didn't have time to stop her, but called out for a city guard to
Watch.
city watch, whoever was available to go take care of that. Don't know if it is being taken care of, but yeah, in a house in the field ward is a succubus that charmed this poor bastard. Um, he went to confront her about it. Was charmed by her, took the staff, went back to her. She teleported him outside the city. We were hot on his tail for most of the time until he disappeared, and then we found out that he was teleported, and Saren found him. He might have touched three or four individuals with the staff before those three or four disappeared. So, good news is we have the staff. Bad news is there might be three or four dragons coming to assault the city soon.
She would turn to the military advisor she'd been talking to. Call back the guard retinue that went to help Daggerford. Unfortunately, they're going to have to fend for themselves for now with this threat. And the guard captain will walk out. They'll know that we know. So I can't see them doing anything immediately. But we're going to have to keep a much closer eye on the skies than we've had to in, well, ever, really.
Is there not a way you can revoke the invitation?
Uh, it depends on what exactly the paladin did. And she would have personally taken the staff from you.
Yep.
And it would be being kept on her person.
Well, Zarin and Orvin are taking him to the Order of the Gauntlet. Um, so he definitely was not doing it of his own volition. It seemed like Succubus had control of him. Um, so he probably would be able to explain what he did if he was aware of what was happening.
Well, I'll step out and send word to our people to make sure to question him on that.
And there is a chance that he was doing it of his own volition, but it seemed like he wasn't.
So okay, sorry. He's more talking about the what exactly was said, but also figuring out if he was coerced or not.
Yeah.
Or charmed or not, I mean. So who's not here? Zarin is not here.
Arm is not here.
Jamlayer.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of what we could have done differently, but I'm not sure what. We were hot on his tail. How was he able to stay
Without,
ahead of us?
I don't
Called a
know.
dram or dray, whatever the buses are called.
Oh, potentially, yeah. Essentially, the only way I can think of to stop it is if we knew where he was going to appear after being teleported by the succubus.
Well, we're not psychic, and I sure as hell couldn't have run that fast. Us flying was the fastest way to find him.
Uh,
Definitely wouldn't have been able to run that fast holding Tia.
it's uh yeah, uh, I'll say that it doesn't take long for Arthur for him to send ascending. He comes back in. Ah, it's possible that if you would have taken down the succubus, it might have dropped the charm. Hard to say.
Would have.
But you said you're not sure he actually touched the figures before they were scared off.
Yeah, Zarin and Orm saw him. You're gonna have to ask them exactly, but they weren't sure. But he still had the staff with him, so if they wanted to take it, why didn't they? Unless they got what they wanted from it.
It is quite odd, though I'm not complaining that they didn't take it.
Oh yeah, if they took it, this would be way worse, much worse situation. But
Anyway,
Metallic Dragon Con.
yes, we must get back to business, I believe. And I'll say everyone would turn their attention to you again. Very interested in the dragons.
Well, we did have to make some concessions in order for aid to be provided. Let me look at my list.
They
But you're
want
saying there
all.
is aid that they are going to ally with us.
Yes.
Should the conditions be met, I believe was the stipulation.
Well,
They
Okay.
some
want
of them
You would
can't be
all
done
be
dragon.
until after the whole ordeal is over. So they'll provide aid before that, but we must provide make these concessions.
you would see all of them look very impressed that you managed to get the dragon council to agree or to side with you.
The concessions being all of the dragon masks must be turned over to the council, the dragon council, not this council, for destruction. Apologies. Oh, let's go back to that one. I had to return a ring, already done. An equal share of treasure. Uh, not going to complain about that one. I mean, they'll kind of need payment.
That all sounds fine.
A
The dragon masks were an yeah. I'd say the dragon masks are dangerous to be left if they think they can destroy them. I'm all for that.
I agree with you on that. There's two more. A formal apology for the Dracourage Mithril.
What?
And
What was that
a formal
last one?
a formal apology for the Dracourage Mithril. And apologize for Dragonmoot's and return of remains of kin.
At that, Ambassador Bronamble would like bang his fist on the table. And what do we have to apologize for?
um,
The dragon moots were only called for dragons that were proving a threat. If you're saying one of their kin was killed, then they must have been acting up. And we do not tolerate misbehaving dragons, whatever their color.
If I recall my history, the whole dragon madness,
That's the Drecker Rage.
yeah, the Dreca Rage, ties back to something um, us humanoids did. I didn't want to say elves. Us humanoids did that caused dragons to go into a rage. And that still
Yeah, the
has.
dragon moots wouldn't be related to that,
Oh,
though.
it's not related to that? Oh, shit.
No,
Never mind.
so what a dragon moot is basically like, hey, this dragon over here is turning into a threat. So this clan of dwarves sends a gets up with this other clan of dwarves, and they're like, hey, we should work together on this and take down that dragon.
oh no, this is entirely a dwarven thing.
Yep.
Of course he's gonna be pissed. He's been objecting to like fucking everything since this has started.
Not everything. Everything to do with that. He's been very pro dwarf on all his votes.
Well,
Like I said, we had to make some concessions. I did request that they consider joining the council as an equal party, sending a individual to participate. But as far as I know, they're still discussing that. I glance up at Elia.
If, if I may interrupt. Actually, no, she won't do that yet. So Ambassador Bronamble and King Melendrock both look irate at those two concessions, but they look resigned. They Morgan has a good passive insight, I think.
he does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Morgan, you get the feeling that they will do it, but only because honor demands that they do. They will not be the ones that break this alliance.
The stubbornness of dwarfs.
My main,
And the stubbornness of elves.
Yeah.
I mean, what I wanted most from that was maybe not today, not tomorrow, but maybe in like a few hundred years from now, humanoids and at least metallic dragons can see each other as equals. But I'm hoping that them joining the council as an equal partner would be the first step to that.
I might interrupt. Um,
Ooh.
they did inform me that they will not be joining in person, but as their what is it? Not emissary. Messenger is not the right word. She was sent like a liaison kind of thing before, is how she appeared at the council.
representative.
Yeah, they have said that if you'll have me, I can sit as a representative for them.
I mean, we don't have the entire flaming fist here. I kind of gesture over to Alder Ravengard. So to have a representative of the metallic dragons, I mean, that's
Right, but Older Ravengard is a flaming fist.
yeah, he is the flaming fist.
As
But
far as most on the council are concerned, like y'all, the council didn't know. You didn't know that Elia was a dragon until you were alone with her
yeah,
to be transported. So I'll say the table takes a vote on that, and they would vote in favor if it means getting the dragons.
I mean, the representative thing was not meaning to get the dragons on the not to get the dragons aid. That was something completely different.
Right. Yes.
You don't gotta tell them that.
I'm just reminding me because that wasn't one of the concessions. That was just
Yeah,
something
I know.
Rebecca
I know.
requested.
Now, since it was your group that won their respect enough for them to agree to this alliance, even with said concessions, I believe that they would only um they would only respect your assigning of where those that are those that are pledging to help defend will defend. Uh,
Bean, do you think
so-
you could post that list of damages?
That's
Yeah.
yeah. Um, I'll have to. It's not formatted in a way I can just copy and paste it. So, give me a minute. So while I'm retyping this out to make it postable, uh, essentially, you get 6 groups of dragons to defend areas. Um, and if you give them to a faction, or not to a faction, because there's multiple Lord's Alliance members. If you pledge those dragons to a council member, I should say, they would guard like the capital of that person's area. For the Lord's Alliance.
So they'd be able to focus on
The
their faction's outlying areas instead.
right, and then like the Order of the Gauntlet would put them in El Terrell. The Emerald Enclave would have them guard Grandfather Tree, which I will remind you is where you have sent some refugees in the High Forest.
Yep. Specifically the ones from the that were taken by the Emerald Assassin and his cultists.
and his retinue.
No, that was in the Misty Forest, and you sent them to the capital.
Oh.
When you were flying to the Nether Mountains for the Dragon Con,
Yep.
you rescued a bunch of captives,
Those
And,
people.
yeah, and they went that way. Yep.
and you sent Andromeda with them to make sure they actually got there.
Yep, that's right. I forgot about that.
And the Harpers would use them, their shape-changing abilities and the like, to is it gather information? Yeah, gather information.
Honestly, that feels dangerous. Sending a metallic dragon disguised as a cultist into the dragon's lair. Like, surely they'd sense that.
Oh no, it's not disguised. Like they'll use them for like aerial reconnaissance and stuff, like flying over areas and trying to see where troops are moving and that kind of stuff.
I see. Aerial drones, the most useful application of a fucking dragon.
You can
More like
also
aerial airstrike.
instead of assigning them to a faction, assign them to an area. Wherever they are, if it's one of the guarding things and not the harpers, they cover a area of 100-mile radius.
100-mile radius. 6 groups. So if we're
So like if you
600 miles,
do a circle tool, like around Waterdeep, it almost reaches Daggerford.
I mean, we could technically station them in between Waterdeep and Daggerford to protect both, and it would also do it slightly further north. It would get Amphel as well.
Yeah, but if you do so if you give them to a faction, they're like focused on the city, but then they also
Cover the 100 miles out.
like just their presence. It's their like them being there changes things.
Yes.
A, it's a deterrent, and B, regional effects.
Yep.
So if you do it here, you'd have the deterrent around you'd have a deterrent for Waterdeep and Daggerford, but you wouldn't have a guard of Waterdeep and Daggerford.
I see.
If that makes sense.
It would take them time to get there if there was an attack or whatever.
Right, like so if you had one patrolling Waterdeep, not only would they see dragons coming in, but they'd go and stop the cultists that are trying to come in the East Gate or whatever.
Yep. Let's put all 6 around Waterdeep. I mean, we could, but we shouldn't.
You could.
Is it 6 groups or 6 dragons?
6 groups of dragons.
Huh?
Well, it's like so. What it is it's 6 ancient dragons, each of which would have like a couple
Youngins with them?
youngins with them, whether that means young or adult.
Maybe a wormling.
It's mostly the ancient dragon that is the main part of it, though.
I'm a simple man. I enjoy alcohol. I like eating. And when I read, I don't do it often. It's mainly smut and history. And if history has taught me anything, Waterdeep can withstand an invasion. So we should probably consider other places first.
Yeah, that's my thought process. Plus, like it's very likely that we'll be in Waterdeep at the moment of an attack, and if there is an attack when we're not there, we could just come right there, teleport in, and aid.
One of them.
I will also say, Waterdeep not as secure as it once was,
No, within Waterdeep.
and potentially 3 or 4 beings being touched.
The old alliances wouldn't let it fall. The question becomes, will they honor the old alliances?
The beacon is lit. Waterdeep calls for aid, and Baldur's Gate won't answer. Fuck them.
Oh, you don't understand. The last time Waterdeep got invaded, Baldur's Gate, El Turrell, Neverwinter, and Daggerford all answered the call.
Well, is Neverwinter gonna do it? He was just ousted.
No, but he'd see the opportunity to be reinstated as the Open Lord. He'd do it 100%. If he had an opportunity to
Entirely
save the
selfish
city.
reasons, but
Yeah, for
he'd do
selfish
it.
reasons, he'd do it. He'd do it. Yeah. Do you know of what I speak, Bean? The one and only time Waterdeep was invaded?
Is this like 2nd edition?
Is this like the Bane Ball, one of the Dead 3.
No,
No, that was Baldur's Gate.
no. The Folly of the Rhyme Works. You should look
Oh
into it.
yeah, I have heard of that. It sounds familiar. I don't remember it clearly, but I do recognize these words.
Also, if you think about it from an above board standpoint, there are multiple level 30 wizards in this city. It's fine.
But also I will say, Waterdeep the city, fine. Waterdeep the outlying areas around it,
Oh yeah, no,
densely
doomed.
populated area on the map.
But I thought that the
But
barrier only protected the city.
it does only protect the city.
Oh,
That's why there are 5,000 innocents were dead on this list for the Waterdeep entry,
oh my
for
god!
the Laria Silverhand's entry.
The
The
Waterdeep
outlying areas.
metropolitan area.
Jesus Christ!
Look, let me put it this way, Dylan. There's, I think, 2 million people. There's like 2.5 million, 2.3 million people in Waterdeep, I believe. There is, if you increase population from 100 years ago, there's about that many in all of Thay. The last number for Thay we had was 100 years ago, and there was only 1.2 for the entire country.
Question becomes: how many more do they have that aren't living?
Oh, millions more. Millions
Well,
more.
actually, I think that was so. That includes like
Well,
the sentient undead, like
it includes the undead.
vampires and stuff, like vampires and stuff. It wouldn't include like the zombie laborers or whatever.
Honestly,
Um,
if a necromancer like ran on that, it's like, hey, we'll use the dead for labor. I'd consider voting for them. Like if they were a good necromancer. It's like we'll only use consenting individuals once they pass.
And they're
then you got to decide how much they count towards the population.
3/5.
I mean, if it's non-sentient undead, they don't count at all. But their family gets a payment for using the corpse because
One-time payment though, otherwise you'd bankrupt the state. No, seriously, you would. If you were paying the dead for their labor, you'd bankrupt the fucking state.
Yeah.
One-time payment. And all individuals with no family / like wards of the state, their body is free use by the state, consenting or otherwise. The state had to take care of them. They get to use them for labor in the future.
Reasonable.
I feel like you wanted to disagree for a second.
I'm like, is there anything wrong with that? Not really. It's kind of messed up, but it's also reasonable.
Well, if everyone has to pay for their upkeep until they die, then the undead labor's free.
What else?
But yeah, did you post that casualties
I'm still
list?
typing.
Oh, okay.
Let's continue
All
discussing
right.
the ethics of
Keep
undead
vamping.
label.
Yeah. The ethics of undead labor. Well, first of all, I mean, it just works. And besides as a labor force, even as a military, it just works. The logistics of it, you don't need to transport any supplies beyond the initial weapons, and reasonably, they're held together by arcane tethers or whatever. So they're not just going to fall apart because of bad weather, unless it's like extreme weather. So you could march them to any enemy's hold and effectively lay siege to it indefinitely, only ending when everyone inside has perished
And then
or
you
you've
add to
Or
just
your
if it's
gotten
too
force.
bored.
cold.
Yeah.
Or if it gets too cold.
Or if it gets too cold, yeah. But yeah, so essentially,
Any
it
fallen
makes
enemies
sense.
join the squad
How have we not fallen to Thay yet, guys?
because they're
Like,
not interested in ruling the world like that.
They
what
are.
are they doing wrong?
They're trying to take over the world.
Yeah, they're trying to take over the world, but not like diplomatically through like, hey, let's be reasonable about using undead as labor. No, they're more hell-bent on like wiping out populations to make undead labor.
Right.
Like they're the unethical aspect of undead labor. We're talking about ethical necromancy.
I'd be a good ethical necromancer king.
There's your list.
I like the name Saztam. Anyone else? I'm gonna go grab some water. Give me a minute.
Harper's 24 casualties, 149 blown covers. That's fine. Order.
The Harpers are also one of the smaller groups. They don't have as many numbers.
Oh yeah, per capita. I guess that's a big deal.
And once you blow the cover, they're basically useless in this situation.
Emerald, large swath of snakewood, and so trees being cut, cultists making progress towards grandfather tree. Definitely, I'd say Emerald definitely needs a dragon. Waterdeep, 253 troops, 5,000 innocents. Never Ember, which would be Never Winter. Dwarves, Lurkward being felled, 100 dwarves, Citadels of Abar. Dwarves are okay. I mean, they could be better, but Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, so most of them are in Mithrahal. He's from Mithrahal and the former king of Mithrahal, but he is representing the dwarven kingdoms of the north.
Yep.
So that would include like Citadel, Adbar, and Felbar. I don't think Gauntlgrim is destroyed. It's not rebuilt yet. So yeah, it's mostly those three.
Okay, Melondrock. That's mostly from before we dealt with the Emerald Assassin.
So all those deaths, like the innocents especially, that is completely within the High Forest, which has nothing to do with the Emerald Assassin.
Okay.
He's representing both kingdoms, even though he's only the king of the Misty Forest.
But yeah, the grandfather tree needs a dragon.
Okay. So we have 6, and you said that there's 4 of them that primarily need it the most?
The dwarves are fine.
I will put it this way. Because Rebecca has the mind for it, I don't know that Morgan would necessarily think this way. Part of the council is figuring out is basically convincing people to donate as much as they can instead of just giving a little bit of their troops and then keeping the rest to defend their city and try to stay standing.
I suppose if you use the dragons, they can help donate more troops.
There's just I've said it before, but it's been a while since the last council things. There's opinions, and it's kind of like how much they like you. Like you kind of just made the elf guy mad.
We made the elf and dwarf mad.
Well, I was going to consider if we had 6 groups of dragons and only 4 of these majorly need the dragons, we give the dragons to the 4 that majorly need them. And then because the dwarves have had the least amount of casualties and are by far the most experienced in killing dragons,
Dragon protect them.
Give them one.
So
and
their troops can come and aid.
Yeah, and then maybe for the last one, put it over by Waterdeep just in case. but
it
but
would
that's
help
just
with Sir Isfal's Daggerford trade because of its deterrent area. It won't make it better. It won't like fix it, but it will improve it.
So because I'm not good at giving it through the dialogue, let me go through and see who currently likes you. Because y'all would Morgan especially would get a read on people's attitudes.
Melindrock and
Yeah.
Brawnavel, I think, dislike us.
Well, okay, so I have to go through one at a time. Ramalia definitely likes you. Ontharr Frome definitely likes you. The Emerald Enclave, not a fan.
What did we do to the Emerald Enclave?
We're not fucking druids.
They wanted Naranvain killed,
Oh, yeah, that's right. We didn't kill him.
and they wanted Varam killed because both of them are going against the natural order. One, two.
Did they not realize that once these people are capable of being interrogated, that they're going to be tried and killed for their crimes? So, like,
They'll get
what does
they
it matter
want,
if they
just
have to?
not right
Yeah,
now.
just fucking
Because you're
wait.
giving you're giving them a chance for them to be taken back by the cult.
Oh, get over it, tree huggers.
Yeah, if they were to
Lady
escape, we'd hunt them
Silverhand,
down.
not a fan.
Silverhand doesn't like us?
No.
I guess we did
Lord
kind of
Neverember,
fail in...
he is okay with you.
Can't make everyone happy.
Ambassador Bronample, he is okay with you.
Really? Okay, I guess because we did capture him alive.
Also, Morgan's his
King
friend. No.
Melindrock. Okay, that one can't be right. King Melindrock is okay with you.
Huh. I mean, we did solve
Um,
all the problems in his kingdom.
Older Ravengard, not a fan.
No
Duke
love for
Alder
Baldur's
Ravengard.
Gate.
Marshal Alder Ravengard, sorry.
He's at the Duke
Terran
Club.
Hornblade is okay with you. Sir Istval is okay with you.
So, Ravengard, Silverhand, Emerald don't like us. Why does Silverhand not like
Yes.
us?
Probably with what just happened.
We tried our best.
I mean, up until now, I don't think we've made.
Any interactions with her?
I don't know if we've done anything, unless she hasn't been open about the things that she was against. But I don't remember her
Being for or
not
against
open.
anything, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say the stubbornness of dwarves. Some of them have higher standards to want to send their brethren into their people in to die.
Oh, I see. So, Silverhand has a higher threshold to getting a positive opinion.
Yeah.
I see. It's not that she doesn't like us, it's just she doesn't trust us.
Yeah. And there are future opportunities for them to, like you more or less. So the things I just said can definitely change. Do not take that as the final standings.
Yep. So the High Forest probably needs protection. That would be the Emerald Enclave.
Yeah, so they'd center him on Grandfather Tree. If you did one there.
And then Silverhand, she's had the most casualties of everyone here, but that's effectively Waterdeep, right? So we should 100% have one for Waterdeep.
Yep. Dragon for Waterdeep.
Next after that would be High Forest.
I mean, that's the Grandfather Tree.
Oh, that is the Grandfather Tree?
Well, the Grandfather Tree's there, and also that is one of King Melindrock's places, but that's not. He's the king of the other forest, so he would. If you gave it, you could center one in the High Forest if you wished. He would, if you gave one to King Melindrock, he would center it over the Misty Forest.
Now look at the map.
But so, if you give one to the Emerald Enclave, it's going like
There.
that.
Decent chunk of the Emerald of the High Forest. Misty Forest. would cover the entire fucking forest and Daggerford and Second Bar and overlap bits of Waterdeep.
I mean, it's whether your characters would politic it or not.
I mean, the Misty Forest is okay right now because we resolved an issue that was plaguing it, and a lot of its stuff has dropped to zero.
See, as far as I'm
Right.
concerned,
It
we should
probably
have
will
one.
rebuild, but it'll take some time.
Yep.
We should have one in and around Waterdeep. I mean, we could give to Silverhand because she'll probably just put it on Waterdeep anyway, which should cover Emphal and Daggerford.
Almost Daggerford. It would help the trade between Daggerford and Waterdeep. There's like a little stretch that's unguarded by the dragon, but that will be easier to manage. Like it won't completely fix it, but it will make it better.
It'll get them their trade
Right.
back. It will
Well, we
not
could.
protect them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could pop back and forth freely between the two, and we've already. Well. Yeah.
It will help Daggerford, but it won't help Daggerford.
So if anything, don't give it to Silverhand and explain where we would want it to go so it covers the three of them. So Waterdeep would still be protected.
Waterdeep would be deterred.
No, I'd rather the dragon right
Is
on
the
Waterdeep.
You want the water? You want it on Waterdeep?
Yeah.
All right. So we give her one.
It's
right?
the densest metropolitan area on Toril.
Right. Okay. So we give her one. We give one to the grandfather tree. Right.
Emerald, Silverhand, Baldur's Gate? Marshall Ravengard? Although he'd put it in Elturel.
No, Marshall Ravengard would put it in Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, okay, yeah.
Antharfrim would put it in Elturel.
That's right.
I will say, Morgan's a bit of a military strategist.
Yeah, he's a specialist in
Yeah. If it does go down where y'all are fairly sure it goes down, the closest marshalling point that would be easy to marshal from, like, because I mean, you could say you could do it in the greenest, but I mean, you can't support a big army there.
No.
For everyone marshaling to then march.
Elturel.
It would be Elturel.
Yeah.
Erebor is not a big place. That would be
No.
the marshaling ground.
So
If
yeah,
Antharfrim is on board.
is he not on board?
No, he likes us.
He likes you currently.
So Morgan would suggest.
Oh man,
If this is like
sucks.
us, like off to the side, suggesting to each other, Morgan would suggest giving to Elturel.
Yeah, so y'all would be your other members would have returned. Y'all, the five of you would be like conferring over in your gallery. Reginald would be the only one able to overhear,
Yep.
unless you were.
See, I wish instead of a radius we could have it like an area. So like we have a dragon guarding the Chanthar from Baldur's Gate to Elturel.
Right, but it's because of the
Just
the regional effect stuff.
way dragons work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like it sounds arbitrary, but it makes sense if you look at like how monsters affect their areas.
Is there a way we can get Elturel and Baldur's?
No, they're
Well,
more
how
than
many?
100.
Well, no. How many do we have
Y'all have
left?
given out 2. You have 4 to give out still.
So what if we do Baldur's, Elturel, the dwarves, and then we figure out where the last one goes?
Baldur's because it's the second most populated place. Elturel because it's our marshaling ground. Dwarves because they're good at killing dragons and we need their army.
Well, and I can tell you what each of the factions brings to the table if you want to bring that into your politicking.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. So the Harpers are very good infiltrators, information gatherers. Spies might be a good word.
Where would they put the dragon?
They would use it for information gathering.
Yeah, they're
Oh.
reconnaissance drones.
They are the ones that are trying to infiltrate the cult currently to get better information. They're
Okay.
the ones that if when y'all know exactly how it's going down and stuff, they could try to get people on the inside. They bring mages and scouts, is what it says, but also information gathering. Ontharr Frim with the Order of the Gauntlet brings paladins and healing clerics.
And he's Elturel.
He is Elturel.
Okay, so yeah.
Beck, could you draw a circle around that circle I have down?
Oh, sure.
Dealin Winterhound brings druids, treants, and good and neutral aligned lycanthropes. Is what
like
the
were tigers and were bears.
yeah.
Is that the right side?
Ravens, I think.
I can't move it. Why can't I move it?
Waterdeep brings Waterdeep's armies and conscript troops.
Okay.
Neverwinter brings Neverwinter conscript troops and mercenaries from around the world because Neverember has deep pockets.
Big money, deep pockets, money talks, and motherfuckers eavesdropping.
I mean, the man has enough money that he pulled Waterdeep out of a recession and has been single-handedly rebuilding Neverwinter at the same time for the last few decades.
No,
and hasn't run out of money somehow.
Man likes to feel like a hero.
The dwarves bring dwarven soldiers and dwarf-forged armaments and siege weapons.
Good for killing dragons.
The Martial Older Raven Guard brings Flaming Fist warriors and expert advisors. The Flaming Fist is widely known as one of the best fighting forces on the planet.
It is, yeah. It's the best private army on the planet, and he's a tactician.
The elves bring Eldritch Knights and Archers. Elven Eldritch Knights and Archers. Tarn Hornblade brings the Army of Silvery Moon, which is known as the Knights in Silver. And Sir Istval would likely bring the Purple Dragon Knights and War Wizards of Cormyr.
Sure know how to write rhymes in Cormyr.
They do know how to write them and call me. So that's 4. We got 2 more. Oh, plus the Mithril Hall.
Oh, did you say the dwarves?
Yeah, dwarves to get their army.
Okay.
So 1 more.
And then the question becomes, do we want Neverwinter or do we want where's Silvery Moon?
Silvery Moon is over
by Mithril Hall.
Oh, it
somewhere
gets
by
covered.
Mithril.
It gets covered.
Well, by deterrence, but
Yeah, it's on the very outskirts of the ring.
But still, though.
Also, we're protecting the surface of Menzoberranzan.
And the surface of Mithril.
Yep.
And Zaboons and. Honestly,
Harper's.
we could do the Harpers, but see, the thing is, Neverember has that money. Reconnaissance is good, but money talks.
What good is money if you don't have the intelligence for it?
I mean, yeah, but
That's a tough one. It's a tough one.
it's tough. It's tough. And
I thought you were insulting Neverember as like a dumb man. I'm like, I don't know.
No, I
He's-
mean like
he's got a lot of
intelligence
moral.
to use the
Yeah, no, I
money
got you.
appropriately.
Like military intelligence.
But also, fuck Neverember.
He's not an embezzler in this world.
Oh, he's not? Okay.
see, the High
No, because
Forest.
otherwise the dragon staff would have been underground already.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It would have been. Why was it out? If it was underground, no one would have stolen it. They wouldn't have
Let's just give
known
it
where
to
to look
Hallister
for
Blackcloak, for God's sake. He'll get bounty protected better.
If Neverember would have embezzled that money, the staff wouldn't have been able to be stolen. So really, he was a hero in the real Forgotten Realms for embezzling that money.
Yep.
it. Yeah, he was. Also explains where he gets all of his money.
No, he had money way before that.
No, yeah. I
He said
forget
deep
why he
pockets
has
before
money.
he was open lord.
He's got something. He's got some shady business.
I guess maybe Melandrock. No, Melandrock, that's taken care of.
Because the High Forest has had the most casualties, and we've already dealt with the Misty Forest, and it's just, excuse me, a hop, skip, and a jump from
High Forest has
from
actually
Daggerford.
barely had any casualties.
Now, the High Force has had quite a few.
The High
2,800.
Oh, 2000.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
the 326, I think, is for what, the Misty Forest?
The 326 is the High Force, like his soldiers. So how this works is it's the organization. The first dash takes it to military casualties, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And then the second one is innocence.
So yeah, so Melandrock's covered. Honestly, the only other person that we haven't covered that's had the most amount of innocents killed is Neverember. So it's either we sacrifice more innocents in order to get better intelligence, or we don't do that and lose intelligence but get more money and save more lives in the process.
That's probably the better play.
And Tarn Hornblade has also had more civilian deaths than Neverember.
Where's
He
Hornblade?
has, but Silvery Moon.
Silver Moon, yeah.
Yeah, that's Silvery Moon, which is on the very outskirts.
It
It's
wouldn't
the
make
outskirts.
sense to put another dragon there because that would be
Yeah,
three
no.
dragon zones
No,
overlapping.
I'm just pointing out that there is one that hasn't been covered.
Yeah,
It's right. It's not fully covered, but it's covered enough. Literally, they'd be fucking morons to go after Silvery Moon when there's two groups of dragons
and if
in
we were
such
to put
close
a
proximity.
third there, it would. That's a waste of resources, honestly.
Yeah, and also it
you're
shows
absolutely
way
right.
too much favoritism. We gotta give it to Neverwinter. It's gotta be.
I mean, there is also where you can just put it somewhere if you don't want to give it to someone, if you want to just cover an area.
Why don't we just put the area right here?
Where? Where'd you put it?
No, the dragons would not base there.
Just have them go to that little
kill your
town.
ancient dragon.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Bad.
It's fine. Just put it on Neverwinter. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, you know what? You know what? Put it on Mirabar. They're not even here, but give it to them anyway. Matter of fact, no, give it to Luskin.
I mean, we could get Luskin involved because what's her name? Marath the Crimson said she could help.
You're on 10 towns.
Yeah, 10 Towns really needs it.
10 Towns are on their own. Yeah, Neverwinter.
First of all, it's bad enough that the cult's going that far north to any of these places, but what purpose does it serve them to go to fucking Luskin? What do they get out of that?
It's one of the
The magical stuff that's in the host tower.
yeah.
Like they'd be able to get in.
I mean, a Ralthator did it.
Yeah, we did it. we went after
Well,
him.
they learned it. They learned from their mistake. Being one would hope.
Learn from my mistakes.
Okay, there's your 6.
Alrighty.
Slight overlap with Emerald and Dwarves, but just makes Silvery Moon all the more protected.
Okay. So I guess we will pick up next time with the new business
Very well.
because it is after midnight already.
That'd do be. That'd do be.
Skibidi-doo-doo-doo.
Scooby Dooby
You're also gonna have to add another share, Bean.
Dooby Doo. Another chair.
For Elia.
Oh,
Elia would prefer to stand.
that's right. Next time, Worm will be dead. No.
I did ask
Can't believe
Bean.
Morgan's gonna kill Orin.
Dylan, I almost said Morgan. Dylan, I did ask Bean if there is an arena coming up on the 19th of Nighthall. The last arena of the year. Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yo, we need to. We need to. Oh. Oh, we got to go back in. It's a shame we don't have Loki as our frontman to hype up additional bet money, but it'll be good. We got to do it. Do the thing.
But I'll say, is the recording still going back?
I can end it.
No. Leave it for a second.
Okay.
So the ones that you give the dragons to are very appreciative. The other ones, while disappointed, understand like you only have
6.
a limited amount. Yeah.
I'd even say because Morgan, it was the number one thing he was thinking of. He would just say,
This tactically makes sense.
well, no, he was going to say I was looking at the civilian numbers. I wanted to try and save as many people as possible.
And then we can also go into areas that aren't being protected by dragons to, if it like starts to become a problem, take care of it ourselves.
Yeah.
And if need be, we can also like rent out our Spelljammer once it's fixed up to the Harpers to get some aerial reconnaissance.
That's true too. We could do that. That would.
I gotta be honest. I thought that Morgan was going to push for one in Daggerford to protect Stella and the keep. Or the hold, I mean.
He thought about it, but he realized that that's really, really selfish. And as much as he loves her, that's he couldn't be able to justify it if the next time he saw those listings, another 5,000 people died in Waterdeep or somewhere nearby. That he could have prevented that by having a dragon elsewhere.
Plus, she might be able to watch us fight in the arena on the 19th if everything goes well.
Yo, please let the dwarven guinea pig prove fruitful.